Hello, football fans, and welcome to Ferrum Panthers football right here on Cable 12. I'm Derek Woods, alongside me, Kevin Tosh, and we're excited to be bringing you a brand new season of Panthers football right here on Cable 12. Kevin, feels like we're getting a late start to the season here for Ferrum. Had that awesome bye week in week one of the season, just their second game, and it should be a good one against Averett University.
Absolutely. As you said, they started the season off with a bye. Last week, I didn't have any problem taking care of Greensboro. Blowout win there. This is the first real test they've had all season. Averett, on the other hand, came away with a big win in week one against Hamden City, dropped the game last week. So they're primed and ready to go here in the third week of the season. Ferrum College, you know what to expect on offense. Same thing we saw for the last couple of years. Brian Mann has an opportunity, a realistic shot for 6,000 yards in his career. You know, it's going to be a great season to get to that point, but he's knocking on the door of 5,000 yards. Defensively, you flip it over, a lot of familiar faces in that linebacking core and secondary, but up front, replacing a lot of guys there. So it's going to be interesting to see what Ferrum has here. First home game of the season, and really the first big test that they've had so far.
A series that dates back, I think this is the 20th matchup between these two teams. Ferrum has dominated that, leads the series 13-6. As of late, however, it's been all Averett. I think winners of 3 of the last 4 and have taken the last 2 from Ferrum. And really, since Coach Cleve Adams has taken over at Averett, that program's on the upturn.
Absolutely. We've got Hall of Fame Day here. Cleve Adams going to be inducted into the Ferrum Sports Hall of Fame. Very fitting with him being here today, coaching on the sideline with Averett. But Coach Adams knows what this Ferrum team's all about, knows what they're going to be bringing at them. It's a good matchup. It's kind of renewing that old USA South matchup that we saw a couple years ago. But I do think it's going to be interesting to which team can come out and fire off the ball quickly. You know, Ferrum, again, they should be fresh. Didn't have to play a complete game last week, didn't play in week one. Averett, they've had a couple of tough weeks. I think Ferrum has a good opportunity to get out quickly on Averett, and I think it's going to be up to Averett to respond. But it's a lot of unknowns coming into the season this year for Ferrum.
Especially for Ferrum, you're right. Did a lot of things different last week. You'll be surprised. I think 11 different kids caught the football for the Panthers. I think they're going to try, in talking to Coach Grandy and reading a little bit about what he's had to say, get Brian Mann out in some space. Everybody knows he's getting the football. Last year, only able to pick up 21 yards against this good Averett team. So it'll be interesting to see a team in Averett that struggles against the pass if the Panthers go that route.
And absolutely, and we talked about after his freshman year, he's not going to sneak up on anybody, but he's been able to produce his sophomore year, his junior year. Young man, just a hard-running football. But if they're able to spread things out, you're getting a lot of guys involved in the offense. I doubt you're going to see 11 different guys catch the football today. I think they're going to start to rein in who's going to be that core receiving group. But I think Ferrum College moving the ball through the air is just going to open up the opportunity for Brian Mann to have a big game. And I think every game that Brian Mann has a big game, you're going to see Ferrum coming out in the win column.
Well, it should be an exciting football game, no doubt about it. The Panthers hosting Averett. Averett picked to win the USA South Conference this year, facing now their third ODAC opponent early on in the season. The Panthers are 1-0, the Cougars are 1-1, and we'll have more action right here on Cable 12.
Sometimes, through no fault of your own, you need an attorney, a successful, experienced attorney who'll fight for you and protect your rights. Will Davis at the Davis Law Firm is that attorney. Will's an experienced Virginia trial lawyer in Roanoke, Franklin County, and beyond. You won't feel like you're on an assembly line, and he won't settle your case to avoid a trial. He will pursue the compensation and insurance settlement you deserve. For compassionate and aggressive representation, contact the Davis Law Firm. Experience, driven, results.
Back now for more pregame show here on Cable 12, Ferrum Panthers football right here on your neighborhood network. Joining us now down on the field, head coach Rob Grandy. Coach Grandy, thanks for taking time with us again today.
No problem. Appreciate y'all being here.
Coach, game 2 here. It seemed like it took forever to get the season started. That dreadful week 1 bye. How does that happen?
Well, there's reasons for it, and I'm not going to get into them, but it is what it is, and you can kind of justify anything as long as you win, and we won last week, and we're on to week 2, which we're excited about today's game.
Yeah, great showing last week against Greensboro, second year in a row. Really just able to handle business against those guys. Really surprised to see 11 different guys catching the football, really a lot of kids getting in the ball game. Talk about that game a little bit.
Sure. I mean, obviously, Coach Crum's working to get somewhere, and, the team played hard for 60 minutes, but we had an advantage, and we're able to play some guys and get some guys some touches, and defensively, get some guys on the field to give them reps, which is vital, and guys made the most of it.
A tough opponent across the way today in Averett, a team picked to win the USA South Conference, played 2 quality opponents out of the ODAC that we'll see later on, and have played well in 2 games. What do you expect out of those guys? Much
of the same. I mean, they're well coached in all 3 phases. Coach Adams done a great job down there, and we got our hands full, and that's really what you expect, week in and week out. So that's why we're kicking it off at 1 o'clock, seeing how it goes.
What are you guys going to have to do today to come out on the right side of the score?
Yeah, it's typical every weekly. I mean, you got to take care of the football. We've got to find ways to loosen the box up and give Brian some touches, but be able to work the perimeter offensively. And they're very good on offense, and they're efficient, and they're explosive in the kicking game. So you got to minimize those plays, which they've been able to capitalize on in the first 2 weeks. And like I said, every phase of the game, we've got to be on our game to come out with a victory today.
Well, Coach, again, we appreciate your time each and every week talking to us, and hope you have a great game.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's head coach Rob Grandy. We'll be back with more right here on Cable 12.
Long ago, Carillion Clinic made a promise to be here every moment. That means the moment you need care, and every other moment too. Because by providing tools, support, and guidance to take charge of your health on your terms, we're helping you live better every day. Carillion Clinic is right here for you from moment one.
Back here at WB Adams Stadium on the campus of Ferrum College, Averett just now making their way out from the locker rooms and the field house across the way. The Panthers will kick off, Kevin, as Averett, you said it, won the toss, chose to put that offense out on the field first thing. Lots of confidence in an offense, scoring almost 28 points a game, only picking up an average of 88 yards on the ground, 199 yards through the air. On the flip side, they're only giving up 23 points a game, but a lot of yardage, 170 yards on the ground, 310 yards through the air. Last week, Randolph-Macon really piled the yardage up, 510 total yards of offense for Randolph-Macon.
Absolutely. Ferrum's going to have a big opportunity to put up some points, to put up some yardage today, but they're going to have to put their defense on the field first. As we said, Averett wins the opening coin toss. They choose to take the football to start this ball game. Ferrum's lined up. They're ready to go. As you said, a late arrival for Averett, putting on a little bit of a show for the Ferrum crowd, showing a little bit of that swagger that we know that Coach Adams brings to Danville and this Averett ball club. But it's going to be a big drive here for both teams. Which team's going to set the momentum? Which team is going to set the tempo early?
Brett Green has it teed up at the 35, one of the most dangerous returners in the nation. Back for Averett, Joshua Tapscott, he's number 8 for the Cougars, along with Jaleel Webster. Short kick, bounces about the 20. Webster still hasn't picked it up, and the Panthers will recover. Opening kickoff, and the Ferrum College Panthers will have the football. David Murray coming out of the pile with the recovery, and what a break for the Panthers.
You're going to see it here on the replay. Takes a hop right there at the 21, can't get the handle on it. And Johnny on the spot, David Murray, the sophomore linebacker, 6', 210 out of St. Simons Island, Georgia. Glenn Alden's high school falling on that football, and that's the tempo we wanted to see Ferrum coming out with. Catching the big break here early, and we'll see if they can put points on the board with this great field position.
Senior quarterback Zach Clifford out there. He's in the shotgun with Brian Mann to his right, a straight keeper over the right side for Clifford. He'll fight his way inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line, so a pretty good pickup of about 4 on first down. So much for sending that offense out on the field first. Coach Adams chooses to take the football, and then they turn over the kickoff. You really obviously lose that possession there, as that's the first time we've really seen Clifford used as a direct runner.
Could be Tristan Quick getting in on the stop there from his defensive end spot. 3
wideouts for the Panthers. Chris Baker will come across the formation. He's the tight end. They'll give it to Brian Mann. He'll follow Baker, tucks inside, puts his head down, and as typical Brian Mann, the first man will not bring him down all the way out to the 11. It'll be enough for the first down as he picks up 7.
Octavius Raw stepping up out of his safety spot to make that stop, but big hole opened up across the right side of the line, and Brian Mann does what Brian Mann does best, and that's run the football off tackle. See it here, pull block around the outside, lowers that shoulder, picks up another 4 yards after contact. And it looks like Ferrum can pick up another first down inside the 1.
Yep, it's 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll give it to Brian Mann again over the left side. He'll fall forward and be marked down at the 7, gain of about 4. Bring up 2nd down and 6.
That's the senior linebacker Connor Showalter stepping up to make the stop, but you see it. Man coming left side, had a big hole across the left side of the line, decides to cut it back to the inside. Only picks up about 4 yards on that carry, Derek.
Yeah, had a lot of room initially. A good job by the senior Sam Messer over there at left tackle, opening up that left side, but Averett shuts it down quickly. Play action, bubble screen out. Pass will be completed, but he fumbles it, trying to make the move back out of bounds. It'll be a loss on the play.
That's a freshman, Raquan Payne. You'll see him on the outside, picks up that bubble screen, has the block, but good defensive pressure on the outside, looks to tuck it away, just loses the handle on the football. We'll lose about a yard on that one, and it'll be 3rd down upcoming here for the Panthers.
Yeah, tough break there as they like the play action and getting the ball out quickly. Brian Mann will be to Clifford's left. 3 wideouts still in the formation. As they'll swing it to Brian Mann in the flats, makes the first man miss, and the second still on his feet, fights inside the 5, down to the 4. And it'll be decision-making time now for head coach Rob Grandy as he's facing 4th down and about 2.
Going to have Kasim Black stepping up to make the stop. Again, Brian Mann makes the first man miss, steps around the second one, absorbs that contact, has the wherewithal to fall forward. It's going to bring up 4th down here for the Panthers. And Derek, it looks like they're going to look to put points on the board on this stolen drive.
Bryant Green will come out to attempt a 21-yard field goal here. Titus Jones holding with Preston Schaefer getting a good snap back. The kick is up, and it's good. So out in front first, the Panthers make quick work of the turnover. 11:54 remaining here in the first quarter. It's Ferrum 3, Averett nothing.
When your house becomes a powerhouse, something amazing happens. You get internet speeds from 50 megs up to 1 gig. So you can stream, play, or download with virtually no waiting or lag throughout your house. Ridiculously fast speeds, now more affordable than ever. Powerhouse by Chantel.
There you see the score on the Carter Bank and Trust scoreboard. Ferrum 3, Averett nothing. Brad Green has it teed up once again at the 35. They've switched positions here, moved Webster over to the right. Kenny Tapscott, I'm sorry, not Kenny Tapscott, Joshua Tapscott, who will take this one back at the 5, and he is dangerous. And here's why. A lot of room out across the 25. He's got a block out in front. One man to beat, and that's the kicker, Green. He brings him down all the way out to the 20-yard line, and that's why Coach Cleve Adams moved him over to the other position and why he's one of the most dangerous return men in the nation.
You see it here on the replay. The wall sets up, but he does not need much. Turns on the afterburners here. Good blocking downfield. And if the kicker doesn't clean him up here, excellent field position to start this drive. Ferrum's last drive, 6 plays, 17 yards, took up 2 minutes and 59 seconds, capped off by a 21-yard field goal from Brad Green. And Averett will start with just about the same field position as the Panthers on their first drive.
Yeah, great field position here as Jacob Wright, the senior quarterback, will come out. And the Cougars are going to have to take a timeout as they don't like the looks of something here early on in the ballgame. You see it right there, 11:43 to go. Ferrum taking advantage of the turnover on the opening kickoff in putting points on the board.
Absolutely, a 76-yard kickoff return there for Joshua Tapscott. Fielded that at the 4, works his way all the way down to the Panther 20-yard line. That's going to be something you're going to have to account for as this game goes on. You know how dangerous he is. But I think a lot of times you think, well, that was just who he was playing against, or we can contain him. But you see, you're going to have to kick away from that young man and try to keep the ball out of his hands, because he is definitely a playmaker in the return game.
So the Cougars come back out set, 5 wideouts once again. For the quarterback, Jacob Wright takes the snap. He's looking, lots of receivers crossing. Good coverage, however, as Wright is having to roll out of the pocket. He'll throw it towards the end zone now. Wide open in the end zone is the receiver, caught for a touchdown. Chase Nixon, the sophomore, gets open in the back of the end zone, and just like that, one play, and Jacob Wright just does enough here, Kevin, to stay alive.
It was great coverage down field, great blocking up front, just buys enough time. And a great job there by number 88, Chase Nixon, the sophomore wide receiver out of Gastonia, North Carolina, Hunter Huss High School. He was able to find the soft spot in that defense, planted himself in the end zone. Beautiful pitch and catch there, 20 yards for the touchdown.
PAT by Cole Westbury is up and good, and just like that, Averett out in front, 7-3. You're watching Panthers football on Cable 12.
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit. Could this get any more perfect?
Pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty, cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun Spice Chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
So we got to see the kickoff ability of Joshua Tapscott, one of the nation's leaders this season. Brian Mann back for the Panthers, one of the nation's leaders last season, along with Quentin Wallace. Cole Westbury has it teed up at the 35 as he puts a foot into it. Will go out of bounds, and the Panthers will take over at the 35-yard line.
Last drive there for Averett. One play, covered 20 yards and 11 seconds. But give that to Tapscott. 76-yard kickoff return set them up at the 20. And then Averett making short work on that one-play drive. I have not saw a lot of offensive plays from either of these teams so far.
Yeah, not much at all. We're wondering, Coach Grandy, talking to the officials, wondering if he would want to assess the penalty on the kick and make him kick it again. But he'll leave his offense out there for the second time. Clifford in the shotgun, straight drop, looking. Got guys wide open. Pass will be complete. Down the seam on the left side.
That's Nazon Harrison, the freshman wide receiver out of Annandale, Virginia, Annandale High School. Straight up the seam. Beautiful pitch and catch there over top of the cornerback just shy of the safety. Beautiful play there by the freshman. Derek, you said it, 11 guys with receptions last week against Greensboro. Off to that start already.
Yeah, that was a beautiful throw and catch. Play action here. Clifford throws this one shy as he was trying to go back to the freshman there, Harrison. And it'll be incomplete, but a beautiful pitch and catch on the first play just before that one. Second down and 10 now for the Panthers. Ball marked at the 27-yard line.
You see on that play as a freshman, you make a big play down the seam, they're going to give you another opportunity to get the ball in your hands.
They'll give it to Brian Mann this time over the right side. He'll fight his way down near the 20. They'll mark him at the 21. Gain of about 7 there on second down and bring up a third down and manageable. Only a gain of 5, actually. Gave him the 22.
It's going to be Octavius Ross in on the stop for Averett. Man's just going to hit the hole. But as you said, Averett going to be keying in on Brian Mann. Young man's great job running the football.
3 wideouts once again. It'll be Wallace, Harrison, and Payne. Play action looking for Baker over the middle. Just overthrown. and the Panthers will have to settle for another field goal attempt.
Panthers going to want this one back. Good play action. They dissolve on man just over top of the senior, Chris Baker. We'll see what the Panthers elect to do here, bringing the field goal unit on.
Yep, Brad Green will be attempting a 39-yard attempt here. Snap is back, hold is down, the kick is up, plenty of distance, and it is good. So a 39-yard field goal for Brad Green, and the Panthers touch the scoreboard once again. They now trail Averett 7-6 on your Carter Bank and Trust scoreboard.
Sometimes, through no fault of your own, you need an attorney. A successful, experienced attorney who'll fight for you and protect your rights. Will Davis at the Davis Law Firm is that attorney. Will's an experienced Virginia trial lawyer in Roanoke, Franklin County, and beyond. You won't feel like you're on an assembly line, and he won't settle your case to avoid a trial. He will pursue the compensation and insurance settlement you deserve. For compassionate and aggressive representation, contact the Davis Law Firm. Experience, driven, results.
MJ Morton and Josh Tapscott back deep, awaiting the kick of Brad Green once again. Panthers putting points on the board, both of their opening drives, however, both only field goals, as Green gets into this one, drives it 3 yards deep into the end zone for a touchback, and that's how you keep it away from the dangerous return man.
Absolutely. You do not want that young man touching the football if you can help it. He's already proven such with a big 76-yard kickoff return in his first attempt. Really set Averett up, that one-play drive. That's the only offensive play they've had to run to get this 7-6 lead. Ferrum's had to settle for 2 field goals, especially after the great field position they had on the fumbled kickoff to start the ball game. We'll see what this Ferrum defense can put together.
5 wideouts once again for Jacob Wright. As we mentioned, Averett coming in averaging just shy of 200 yards a game passing, in a win against Hampden-Sydney and a loss last week against Randolph-Macon. Wright looking over the middle, plenty of time and lots of room. Catch is made. Jared Mosby on the crossing route gets out to the 45-yard line. A 20-yard pitch and catch for Jacob Wright to Jared Mosby.
Ferrum's last drive, 5 plays, covered 43 yards. Took a minute and 4 seconds off the clock, capped by a 39-yard field goal by Brad Green.
Quick hitter to Isaiah Grice. Averett going with pace here, as it'll be another 10-yard gain and back-to-back completions and first downs for the Cougars. They've run 3 plays. All 3 have been through the air and complete. 1 a touchdown, 2 first downs. And right now the offense is looking good for Averett. Wright will dump this one off to his Tapscott out of the backfield, lowers his shoulder, gets out to the 40-yard line, and a gain of 5 on the underneath pass.
Said Averett staying in this no huddle. You see it here on the replay. Tapscott does a good job eluding that first tackle, picks up about 5 yards, but it's going to make it tougher for Ferrum to substitute players in.
You're going to have to find a way to get some pressure on Wright. The Panthers getting a good pass rush this time, but a beautifully thrown ball, and a catch is made again. Jared Mosby, sophomore wideout, he'll get down to the 30, and once again a 10-yard gain, enough for an Averett first down.
It's Mosby, just a sophomore, 6'2", 207 pounds, out of Chesterfield, Virginia, Annandale High School, Matulika High School.
4 wideouts with Tapscott in the backfield. Quick hitter on the out pattern. Short gain will be inside the 25 down to the 24. Gain of 6 for Nixon on the reception.
It's going to be his second catch of the day. Bring up a second down and 4 for Averett.
Don't know that we were quite prepared for the pace here in the no-huddle look Coach Cleve Adams is bringing out here for his Cougars. As Wright is flushed from the pocket, got room, will be chased out of bounds just shy of the first down marker. They'll mark him down at the 21-yard line, so it's going to be a third down and about 1. Good coverage that time by the Panthers secondary.
You'll see here good pressure coming from the outside. It's going to be 28, A.J. Camp, coming out of his linebacker spot. He's a senior leader on this defense. A little bit of a mental mistake there, not picking up the first down.
So the Cougars will sub in the tight end and have two wideouts to the left. They'll move actually two tight ends to that side as well with Tapscott in the backfield. He'll get the carry over the left side. He'll have enough for the first down as he is still on his feet inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. A big gain on first down.
It's going to be Billy Higgins in on the stop. He's just a sophomore. Linebacker 5'10", 210 out of Ocean Lakes High School in Virginia Beach.
Know all about that program. Franklin County, I believe, in their region now, right? 7:49 to go, opening quarter. Averett out in front, 7-6, and looking for more as they're inside the 15-yard line. First down and 10. Wright with three wideouts to his right. He'll give it to Tapscott over the right side. Good pursuit by the defense as Tapscott will have to cut it back inside. A short gain, maybe only a yard there for the back.
Could be Patterson in on the stop. You see it here on the replay. Disrupted there by 51, Deion Graham. He's a junior on that defensive line, getting the pressure up the middle, kind of disrupting the play, and only going to be about a yard gain.
And I tell you, he was lined up against the big fella, Lacine, 5'11", 370 in that left guard position. Second down and 9 after the short gain. Three wideouts to the left. Wright looking, again, flushes from the pocket, puts his head down, cuts inside the 5 to the goal line. He will score. 12-yard touchdown run by the senior Jacob Wright, and Averett will put another touchdown on the board.
This is the second time that Wright in this drive has had to use his feet to pick up yardage. Came close to picking up the first down on his first run. As you see here, good coverage downfield, a little bit of over pursuit by the defensive line. Good push to the far side, then just uses his elusiveness across the 10, down to the 5. Knocked into the end zone there by the Panthers.
PAT by Westbury is up and good. So your Carter Bank and Trust scoreboard, Averett 14, Ferrum College 6. We'll be back with more Panthers football right here on Cable 12.
Long ago, Carillion Clinic made a promise to be here every moment. That means the moment you need care, and every other moment too. Because by providing tools, support, and guidance to take charge of your health on your terms, we're helping you live better every day. Carillion Clinic is right here for you from moment one.
Cole Westbury has it teed up at the 35. Man and Wallace back deep for the Panthers, but another touchdown scoring drive for Averett as they go 75 yards for the touchdown.
Averett also content with not letting Brian Mann touch the football here in the return game. It's going to be a track meet set up here early, Derek. Averett capitalizing with 2 touchdowns. They did fumble the opening kickoff, but they held Ferrum to just a field goal in their last 2 drives. If you're Coach Cleve Adams, you'll trade field goals for touchdowns all day long.
Absolutely, and that is the difference in the ballgame, obviously. 2 field goals for Ferrum, 2 touchdowns for the Cougars. But how about Jacob Wright early on in this ballgame? 6 of 6 for 71 yards and a touchdown to go along with 15 yards on the ground and a touchdown. So that young man having a great start to this ball game. Third possession for the Panthers. Brian Mann will get the carry, cuts outside, makes the first man miss, but can't get away from the cornerback to this side as he'll pick up about 4 yards out to the 20, or give him 3 out to the 28.
Drive summary from Averett's last drive. 9 plays, 75 yards, covered 3 minutes and 28 seconds. Capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run by Jacob Wright.
Second down and 7. Clifford takes the snap, pressure coming. Wallace on the reception. They tried to set up a screen out here, but it was beaten by the defense. Great job by Octavius Ross out here making the stop before Quentin Wallace can get going.
Called Ross's name a couple times already here on the afternoon. A 5'11", 191 senior safety out of Martinsville, Virginia, Bassett High School. Local product here.
Actually be a loss, so 3rd down and 8 now. Big 3rd down here for the Panthers as the Cougars looking to make the first defensive stop on the afternoon. They bring 4. Clifford rolling out, looking. Brian Mann tries to set a block. Clifford makes a man miss, gets out to the 39-yard line. It'll be enough for the Panthers' first down as Zach Clifford doing it with his feet. Good job out front by Brian Mann. Gets just enough of the linebacker here to spring Clifford.
And you said it, Derek. This shows you prime example. You don't have to get much of a block on that outside. Just disrupt that route that he has to take. He had the angle on Clifford but was not able to get there because Brian Mann was just able to chip block him off, and that allowed the Panthers to pick up the first down.
Brian Mann will come in motion this time. They'll fake the pass out to him, and Clifford will be dropped for a loss. Looked like maybe trying to set up a swing pass here to Brian Mann out of the backfield. But I tell you what, the defensive front for Averett that time had good penetration.
That's a senior defensive tackle, Romello Herbin, in on the stop. It's tough to get that rhythm down when you're getting good penetration.
Loss of 2. 2nd down and 12. 3 wide outs once again for the Panthers. They'll send Baker across in motion. They'll give it off to Brian Mann over the left side. Not much doing again, only about a yard.
It's going to be Herbin in on the stop once again for the Cougars. Ferrum has been picking up big chunks of yards to pick up these first downs, but it's kind of been starting behind the chains on a couple of drives.
That's going to bring up 3rd and long.
They've actually got the football marked a yard back. And the head linesman to this side will see it and get that yard back. But 3rd down and 11, you mentioned it, Kevin, a big 3rd down here once again for Ferrum. 3 wide outs to the right side. Clifford will roll that way. Pressure coming from the back. He's got a man out here. It's Harrison looking for the penalty, and there will come. He rallied hard for that one, and he caught a break as Clifford, I tell you, really threw that one a little bit out of bounds.
That was a great route, though, by Dazon Harrison. Splits the cornerback and the safety. Ball's a little bit overthrown. Feet get tangled up, and it may be a huge break here for the Panthers.
We'll see. It will be pass interference on the Cougars. That's a huge break for the Panthers. That pass landed about 5 yards out of bounds. But either way, it'll be a first down, a much-needed first down, as Ferrum is looking to stay in this ball game early. 3:51 to go in the opening quarter. 14-6. Averett out in front.
Move the ball down to the 47 of the Cougars.
Pennington will be the Beetleman will be the wide out to the top of the screen. Tyler English here to the right. Clifford looking. Pressure coming. Throws it out there. His tight end will make the catch. That's Baker. Inside the 35 down to the 34. Zach Clifford did enough just to get it over the outstretched arm of the linebacker here. And Baker makes a great catch.
Baker listed at 6'1", 245, but that young man plays much bigger than that. Great job hauling that one in for the first down.
Baker will be split out in the slot to the right side, 4 wide outs with Brian Mann in the backfield, 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll give it to Mann. Left side, he's got a huge hole. Steps across the 25 down to the 23, a 12-yard pickup on first down. And the Panthers knocking on the door of the red zone.
Over pursuit by the Cougars. Great blocking up front by the Panthers. Brian Mann does the rest, hits the hole hard, picks up another first down here for the Panthers.
Yeah, the biggest opening we've seen early in this ball game on that left side of the line. Brian Mann does a good job using it. Swing pass out in the flats to the back. This time checked in there is Frank Ross. Frank Ross had a big day last week, scored a couple of touchdowns. He'll fight his way inside the 15 down to about the 13, and there's a late penalty marker that comes in. We'll see where that goes.
So you see it here on the replay. That's the freshman Ross. 5'10", 185 out of Amherst High School.
little bit extra there. Personal foul on the defense. They'll catch, looked like that was number 7, Joseph Ledbetter. So the personal foul penalty will take it half the distance to the goal inside the 10, down to about the 7.
This is first and goal for the Panthers from the 6-yard line.
It'll be first down and goal here for the Panthers. Gonna bring in the big set.
Direct snap to Brian Mann, and it'll be a false start on the Panthers.
Like the backfield got started a little bit early there.
They're excited to run this heavy set, try to punch it in the end zone.
There's a lot going on with that play, but a costly penalty is going to back them up.
Yeah, that's the big deal. Your first and goal there inside the 10. This will take you back out to about the 12-yard line. Send that regular offensive look back out.
Like they need another receiver on the field. Send Tyler English on.
Play clock down to 12. And the officials will take a timeout. Let's say Clifford's got blood on the elbow, so he's going to have to check out. That'll bring in the backup quarterback, Titus Jones, a sophomore. Young man also had a good showing last week as he was 6 of 7 for 74 yards in his action. He'll give it off to Brian Mann, unable to get away from the defender. Good play that time by Neufel.
He's taken down.
See it here, nothing doing. Brian Mann one cut away from breaking that one.
And you don't see that much at all. Very rarely does the first guy through make the stop on Brian Mann. Second down and 12 after the no gain. Panthers trailing here 14-6 in the first quarter. 2 wideouts and 2 tight ends. Clifford looking for Wallace, and he drops it. He had 6. If he could have just hang on there, but Quentin Wallace unable to reel it in. Panthers would like to have that one back.
Tight window to throw that football in, Derek. Clifford does a good job, delivers it on target.
That's your leading receiver from a week ago. He had 4 catches for 55 yards down at Greensboro. But that was a big one to let get through the mitts there. Third and goal for the Panthers now. Play action. Clifford, lots of time. He's looking just out of reach of his intended target. That's number 1, Ryan Beetleman, freshman wideout from Giles County. Just unable to reel it in, and Brad Green will have to come out as Coach Grandy going to have to settle for another field goal attempt.
Green comes on the field to attempt the 29.
Panthers with a chance to pick up points on this drive, but it has to feel like another empty possession here for the Panthers.
This will be a 28-yard attempt. Brad Green will split the uprights, and the Panthers get on the scoreboard once again, but once again, it's only 3 points. They now trail 14-9 here at WB Adams Stadium. You see it right there on your Carter Bank and Trust scoreboard.
7:45 a.m. on WCBB 899.9.
Brad Green with it teed up once again at the 35. Another look on the return game with Tapscott, the lone deep returner for the Cougars this time. It'll be Tapscott inside the 5 as that football rolled around out there a lot. but he's got some room across the 25 out to the 27-yard line. 25-yard return for Josh Tapscott.
You can just see the explosiveness that he has as Murray's able to make the stop. It's going to be out to the 27-yard line. You know, you look at the stats so far in this ball game, Derek. Ferrum College, 21 plays on offense, 107 yards, but just 3 field goals to show for it. Flip side, 10 offensive plays for Averett for 95 yards. They've got 2 touchdowns.
That is the difference. Averett really moving the football well on their first 2 possessions. Right looking. Pressure is flushed from the pocket. Still working. He'll get almost back to the line of scrimmage, but he is dropped for a loss back to the 24-yard line. A good job downfield that time in coverage for the Panthers, and that let A.J. Camp get in for the sack.
Ferrum's last drive, 13 plays covering 63 yards, 5 minutes, 27 seconds, capped off by a 29-yard field goal by Brad Green, his 3rd of the day. He's been good from 21, 29, and 39 yards.
2nd down and 13 coming up for the Cougars. First time we've seen a negative play for Averett here on the afternoon. Under 30 seconds to go in the quarter. It's Francis over the right side. Nothing doing. Panthers defense will make the stop. And that may be the final play of the quarter as the clock is winding down inside of 10.
Take it down on the play by
Going to be the junior Devon Jones in on the stop. But as you said, Derek, I believe that's going to be the last play here in the first quarter.
And it is. So after 1 quarter of play, it's Averett 14, Ferrum 9. We'll be back with more right here on Cable 12.
Sometimes, through no fault of your own, you need an attorney. A successful, experienced attorney who'll fight for you and protect your rights. Will Davis at the Davis Law Firm is that attorney. Will's an experienced Virginia trial lawyer in Roanoke, Franklin County, and beyond. You won't feel like you're on an assembly line, and he won't settle your case to avoid a trial. He will pursue the compensation and insurance settlement you deserve. For compassionate and aggressive representation, contact the Davis Law Firm. Experience, driven, results.
Just about to get underway here to start the second quarter. Fairly evenly matched first quarter on the stat book.
Absolutely. Ferrum College kept it even. 3 rushes, 3 passes. They picked up 8 first downs, 2 of them by penalty. They're 25%, 1 of 4 on 3rd downs. 21 total plays for 107 yards and 3 field goals by Brad Green, which does tie the single game record with David Waddell, who has it twice in 1995, once against the Apprentice School, once against Charleston Southern. You flip it down, you look at the other side, 12 plays on offense for Averett, 93 yards, 4 passes and 2 rushing, 6 first downs. So lots of first downs already in this ball game. But as we said, most importantly, picked up 2 touchdowns.
Cougars just picked up another first down on a great pattern and reception by Nixon out to the 39-yard line. Jacob Wright will hand this one off up the middle. That's Francis as the flag flies in. Francis will pick up about 4. Umpire threw that flag up in the middle. Generally, that's a hold. It is the call.
He's taken down 40 of the Panthers by number 32, Billy Higgins and Kendall Bell.
A costly penalty there. It'll back the Cougars up 10 yards.
Play is holding going against the Cougars.
All the way back to the 37-yard line.
You're looking at some of the individual stats from the first quarter. Zach Clifford, 6 of 11 for 63 yards passing. Brian Mann, 7 carries for 28 yards. Zach Clifford, 3 carries for 16 yards. 6 Panthers now with a reception. Dezon Harrison with the longest for 38. I'll flip it over, as you said, Wright, 6 of 6 for 71 yards and a touchdown. But the big return by Tapscott is really what set up that first drive.
It's a good play out on defense that time as the Cougars were trying to set up the wide receiver screen.
Number 29, Rayson Patterson. That's going to bring up
Isaiah
second
Grice
down,
able to
40
get the
yards.
reception, but Patterson coming across and making the stop quickly. Second down and long now for Averett. Ball back at their own 32-yard line. They'll come out with 5 wide receivers.
Looks like the Panthers going to be bringing pressure up the middle, drop it back in coverage.
Late pressure coming right, got a man wide open. That's Grice, and it is a foot race to the pylon. Nobody will catch him. Touchdown, Isaiah Grice. 68 yards, and he was wide open down the sideline, Kevin.
And this is the third time we've saw this already in this football game. Receiver getting wide open in the coverage. You'll see Grice up the sideline. Great pressure up front. As we said, Grice wide open there at the 46. Then it's just a foot race to the end zone.
Cole Westbury set up to kick the extra point.
Westbury's going to set up now to attempt the extra point to put the Cougars up by 12.
Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up,
It's good.
and it is good. Averett out in front, 21-9. You're watching Panthers football on Cable 12.
Long ago, Carillion Clinic made a promise to be here every moment. That means the moment you need care, and every other moment too. Because by providing tools, support, and guidance to take charge of your health on your terms, we're helping you live better every day. Carillion Clinic is right here for you from moment one.
Westbury has it teed up once again at the 35. Cougars now out in front, 21-9.
That drive by Averett, 5 plays, covered 73 yards, 3 minutes and 9 seconds, capped off by a 68-yard reception by Isaiah Grice from Jacob Wright. It's Wright's second touchdown pass on the afternoon.
We've yet to see the defense make a stop. Panthers 3 field goals, the Cougars 3 touchdowns as Brian Mann will get back out to the 20-yard line where the offense for the Panthers will take over right there, first down and 10.
Wright a perfect 9 of 9 on the afternoon, 153 yards and 2 touchdowns so far. Isaiah Grice, 3 catches, 78 yards, including that big 68-yard touchdown. And also have Chase Nixon. He has 3 catches for 40 yards. Mosby with 2 catches for 30 yards. So this passing game for the Cougars has been their bread and butter. Just 22 yards on the ground.
Clifford will keep this one on the read option. Did not fool anybody as number 23, Adrian Earl, stays at home to make the stop. Loss of about a half a yard for Clifford that time.
Earl, a sophomore linebacker, 5'10", 215, out of Lamar High School in Houston, Texas.
On the play, number 23,
Young man a long ways from home to make that play.
You mentioned Jacob Wright being perfect on the afternoon here. He was 29 of 42 through 2 games coming in, so a very accurate passer. Had 399 yards as Mann will get the handoff over the right side. A big hole opens up. Brian Mann steps through the tackle, hits the turf, drops the football, but able to fall back on. It'll be enough for a first down, a 12-yard gain for Brian Mann.
So here on the replay, the hole opens up across the left side. He's able to step through that first tackle. And you see the Cougar latching on there. Man just dropping the football, heads up play, falling on it.
And as many carries as Brian Mann gets every season, he really rarely puts it on the turf. First down and 10, ball at the 33. Clifford looking over the middle, almost intercepted and probably should have been. That's a linebacker, number 15, Nicholas Mintz. Had both hands on that ball as Clifford was trying to get it in there to Ryan Beetleman.
See Mintz just sitting in no man's land there, gets both of those mitts on the football, cannot pull it in. That would have been a heartbreaker for Ferrum on this drive.
Second down and 10 after the incompletion. Joe Burris in the backfield with Clifford. With Brian Mann split out wide, Clifford will keep it on the read. He'll get out to the 35, a gain of about 2, but not much doing. 3rd down and 8 coming up.
Showalter's going to come in and make the stop. It's going to look like a 2-yard gain on the stat sheet there for the Panthers, but it prevented a big loss on the read there.
Yeah, and Coach Grandy mentioned in the pregame moving Brian Mann around a little bit, trying to get him in some different positions. He's split out to the left side of the formation in the slot this time. The second time we've seen this afternoon. Clifford drops back, got time. He'll tuck it down. He's got enough as he's across the 40, picks up a block across midfield, inside the 45, down to the 44, and that's another big 3rd down conversion for the Panthers.
Absolutely. Senior quarterback here out of Glenver High School, Zach Clifford. Good protection. Steps up into the pocket, sees nothing downfield. Great block there by Tyler English. And then deceptive speed by Clifford once he's able to get out in open space.
Yeah, but more importantly, huge 3rd down conversion as Ferrum has come up with several of those early on in this ball game already. 1st down and 10, ball at the 44. It'll be Reed, and Wallace lets that one get through his hands again. Clifford really zipping that one in there. Quentin Wallace can't hold on as he was open on the slant.
You see it here on the replay. Quick hitter there has Wallace open. You also see the big offensive lineman, number 62, Jordan Patty, giving him the business up front.
One of those seniors that we were looking at in the program early on. I tell you what, he may have the best beard, not beard, whatever you want to call it, in the game today, as Clifford will be swung down for a loss back across the 45, marked down at the 46-yard line as Mintz gets him wrapped up and tosses him to the turf.
Mintz able to fight through that block for the big sack. Mintz, 5'11", 210, out of Walter Williams High School in Burlington, North Carolina. And the Panthers, once again behind the chains, Derek.
Yeah, it's something that we talked about them not wanting to do, obviously. Facing a 3rd down and 12 here as they'll reset the play clock. All at the 46. 4 wideouts for Ferrum, with Clifford in the shotgun here. Lots of time. He'll hit his man across the middle. It's Harrison, but not much doing. A short gain of about 5 down to the 41, and it'll be 4th down. Panthers will have to punt it away.
It'll be the first drive, I believe, all afternoon where neither team came away with points. Looks like Jeremy Coral's on to punt this one away. Jefferson Forest High School product.
And back to return for Averett, number 84.
MJ Morton will be the return man for the Cougars. We'll see if they come after this.
Sorry, number 84, MJ Morton.
It's Quarles standing at his own 45. High end over end kick. Morton will make the catch at the 5. Didn't call for the fair catch. Able to get out across the 10 to the 13-yard line. We've got a penalty marker on the field. We'll see what that is as they'll mark him out actually to the 14. Dangerous play by the return man that time.
Wait for the call here. Personal foul, roughing the snapper.
Roughing the snapper, yep. You can't line up over top of the long snapper and hit him right away. That's a personal foul. We'll take it half the distance and back down inside the 10-yard line. Costly penalty against the Cougars. They marked it at the 26.
That'll give Ferrum a first down.
Oh, that's keeps the football for the Panthers. Wow. Forgive me, I thought that was after the kick had already happened, so the Cougars would still retain possession, but that is a huge penalty. And the Panthers will keep the football with 8:51 to go. Averett will take the timeout, and we will too. Cougars out in front, 21-9.
There's a Cougar timeout on the field.
Long ago, Carillion Clinic made a promise to be here every moment. That means the moment you need care, and every other moment too. Because by providing tools, support, and guidance to take charge of your health on your terms, we're helping you live better every day. Carillion Clinic is right here for you from moment one.
After the timeout, Panthers football, first down and 10 at their 26-yard line. Brian Mann will go in motion. They'll swing it out to him. It's a halfback pass. Brian Mann has Wallace wide open. He dropped another one. Coach Luke Summers had that one drawn up perfectly. Brian Mann put it on the spot, but you'll see Quentin Wallace turns around down here, and instead of running, he waits for the football. Brian Mann makes a perfect throw. Quentin Wallace just unable to bring it in. Love that play, though. Second down and 10 after the incompletion. They'll give it off to Brian Mann, left side. Patiently lets a hole open up. Cuts outside the 20, inside the 15. Still on his feet all the way down to the 11. Almost broke that one open. It'll be first down. But there's a penalty marker. And it'll go against the Panthers. A chop block will take the first down off the board.
Looks like it was on the far side of the offensive line.
Going against the Panthers.
Unfortunate for the Panthers. First big run we saw out of Brian Mann.
What a move. Patiently right here. It's hard to see in all the mix a chop block, but that occurs, you've got somebody low and somebody high. But Brian Mann shows you what he can do with the football. Ferrum's all-time leading rusher in all categories, actually, carrying the football, but it's a costly penalty all the way back out to the 41-yard line.
Brings up a big second down here too, Derek.
And 25. 4 wide outs in the set. And goes in motion. Penalty markers fly. False start. Going to be on the Panthers, it looks like initially. Head referee says, forget this mic. I'll just yell really loud so everybody can hear me. 5-yard penalty will take it back to the 46. Second down and 30 now for the Panthers. 8:19 to go here in the opening half.
Puts the Panthers back to their Cougar 46, going in the wrong direction here.
Panthers need to find the end zone here on this drive as they trail 21-9. Zach Clifford takes the snap, flush from the pocket. He'll be dropped for a loss, and the backwards motion continuing for the Panthers offense as he will be marked down at the 47-yard line. Kevin, it was first down and 10 at the Cougar 26. It is now third down and a long ways at the Panthers 47.
Also taking yourself out of field goal range here, needing to pick up a big chunk of yards.
Yeah, we'll see what the Panthers draw up here.
That sack was by defensive end Tristan Quick, but also give credit to Joseph Ledbetter, applying the pressure from the far side.
3 wideouts to the right side of the formation. They'll just give it off to Brian Mann up the middle. He moves the pile across midfield down to the 48-yard line, and the Panthers will have to punt it away.
Conservative play call there
ball for Ferrum. He's tackled on the play
by the Eagles, by the Panthers.
It's going to bring up 4th and long.
It's going to bring on Grayson Harvey to punt this one away. See if they're able to flip the field.
MJ Morton will be back deep as you see Harvey there. He'll be standing at his own 37-yard line.
Grayson Harvey back to punt for the Panthers. He's kicking to number 84. For
Morton
Averett.
standing at the 10. Low snap. Good job by Harvey. Almost blocked, but he gets it away, and it's a good punt. It'll bounce at the 15, roll into the end zone as the coverage man down there just couldn't get there. Good effort by Kevin Williams, but it will make its way into the end zone for a touchback.
If you're the Panthers, if you're able to fall on that one inside the 5, it's going to be a huge break, putting the pressure on Averett. Now you give them a little bit of breathing room back out to the 20. You really only gave up 30 yards. 6:25 left to play here in the first half too, Derek.
Important here to get a stop. You really need to try to find a way to get more points on the board. You do get the football to start the second half as the Cougars won the toss and elected to receive, even though they fumbled that opening kickoff. Jacob Wright will move his split out to the left side a little closer. They'll hand it off to Tapscott over the left side. As he battles his way, feet still churning. He'll get about 4 yards out to the 24.
It's Higgins in on the stop for the Panthers. Just a third rush of the afternoon for Tapscott. He's got 13 yards.
Coach Cleve Adams in his 6th season with the Cougars, 23 and 27 career mark. He'll be inducted into the Ferrum College Athletic Hall of Fame here on Hall of Fame weekend at Ferrum.
Other inductees include Kerry Conkis, class of 2003, women's soccer and lacrosse. Mason Lockridge, class of 19 and 61, played baseball and football. Dr. Quincy Quick, class of 1994 with men's basketball, and Julie Burton Stevens, class of 2003, women's cross country.
Great group of folks there. Used to love watching Quincy Quick play basketball here back in the day when he was so good. Pass will be incomplete. Almost a great grab down the sideline, but the side judge says the tippy toes were on the white line. 3rd down and 6 now. Panthers have an opportunity here to get Averett off the field and get that football back for the offense.
Averett a perfect 2 for 2 on the afternoon on 3rd down.
Says something that they've only had 2 third down attempts. Wright drops back looking. He'll throw it off underneath. Catch will be made, but the tackle will be made immediately. The Cougars will be stopped short as Isaiah Grice will get out to the 28-yard line, but it's going to be 4th down and 2.
It's going to be Rashawn Patterson, the junior defensive back, 5'10", 185, in on the stop out of Richmond, Virginia. And big 4th down, first punt of the afternoon upcoming here for the Cougars.
They'll send Cole Westbury out to punt it away, and he is a good one, averaging 45.7 yards per punt on the season. Has a long already of 69 yards.
Quentin Wallace is back deep for the Panthers.
Low kick, end over end. Wallace will let it bounce, and it'll roll dead about the 21-yard line. So good punt, no return, but more so, good job by the Panthers defense after Averett forced the punt. Panthers return the favor and get the football back here with 4:45 to work with, down 21-9. See that score there on your Carter Bank and Trust scoreboard.
The Panthers have ran 32 offensive plays already on the afternoon. That's nearly double the number of plays on offense that the Cougars have ran. They've got 152 yards, averaging right at 4.8 yards a play. But again, just those 3 field goals to account for it.
Definitely going to have to start scoring some touchdowns. 3 wideouts in the formation for the Panthers. Clifford in the shotgun with Brian Mann to his right. He'll roll that way and keep it. Straight keeper, not much doing. Maybe a yard gain out to the 22.
Nicholas Mintz along with Jonathan Terrell, the freshman, on the defensive line, leading the charge for the Cougars.
Nicholas Mintz along with number 58, Devin Merritt. That's going to bring up 2nd and 9. Ferrum.
2nd down and 9. As whistles blow once again.
Looks like it's going to be for 54, Malik Pulliam.
He'll have to check out of the ball game. 2nd down and 9. Handoff on the counter to Brian Mann. Nothing doing. Newville right there on the spot again. And quickly, it's 3rd down and 9.
Got to give credit where credit's due. Tackling for this Averett Cougar team been a strong part here in the first half, shoring it up, slowing down Brian Mann, and then having a rush of Cougars coming to clean it up.
Clock continuing to wind, 3:40 to go, opening half. Panthers looking at 3rd down and 8. Clifford, with pressure in his face, will complete the pass across the 25 out to about the 27 as a late penalty marker comes in. Ryan Beetleman made the reception, would have been short of the 1st down. Let's see what 2 markers are in. .58 has been ejected, a flagrant personal foul, and he's been a little chippy. We've watched him the last couple of possessions. He's had a lot to say and has been a little chippy. This is a costly penalty. It'll be 15 yards for the 1st down, and that young man is ejected. Devin Merritt, the senior, out of this ball game.
And you know, you'll like to see this too. You hate to see the young man ejected, but you got the referee, you got the rest of his crew going over, talking to Coach Adams, explaining what happened. I really couldn't see it there on the replay. It looked like you may have blindsided one of the offensive linemen well after the play. But again, you hate it for that young man.
Don't hate it for him if he did it. Hate it for him if he didn't. We'll see if we can see anything here. And the top of your screen just goes out of the picture, but he had been blocked pretty well, and he was going back for some more action. Either way, huge penalty, costly penalty for the Cougars, as it gives the Panthers a 1st down out to the 48-yard line. They'll give it off to Brian Mann, right side. Nothing doing again, as they'll drop him for a loss back to the 42.
It's the 5th 1st down Ferrum has earned by way of an Averett penalty here in the first half alone. Ross and Mintz in on the stop.
2nd down and 11.
Inside of 3 minutes left to play, Derek.
Panthers need to find a way to get into that end zone.
Despite being down 12, the Panthers have an opportunity to put 14 points on the board, take the lead before Averett has a chance to touch the football again.
Clifford looking for Harrison again as that pass falls incomplete.
Clifford's pass was intended for number 40.
A helmet laying on the turf. Thankfully, no head still in it.
It's going to be the junior, Stephen Murphy, right guard. He's going to have to check out.
Travis Fudge will check in to replace him, the backup center. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass. 3rd down and 11. Again, Panthers trailing 21-9 to the Cougars here in the first half. Big tight end will go across the formation as Clifford looking, got his man out here, Quentin Wallace, just out of his reach. Again, Panthers will have to punt it away.
Plenty of time left on the clock, too. 2:33 left to play in the half. Ferrum did not want to have to give this football back up to the Cougars.
Yeah, Wallace opened that time here on the deep out. Had enough yardage for the 1st down, but Clifford just a little too much behind it. MJ Morton standing at his own 22-yard line. Grayson Harvey in to punt it away. Better snap this time. Harvey able to get it away. A booming punt. Penalty markers fly from the referee. False start on the Panthers.
False start penalty on the Panthers.
Replay 4th down.
With an odd whistle there after the snap. We'll back the Panthers up again.
What a beautiful booming punt by Grayson Harvey. It's a shame to have to waste that one.
MJ Martin is deep for the Cougars to return the kickoff.
Martin will stay back deep for the Cougars.
Penalty will take it back to the 37-yard line. And we'll have to punt it away once again from there. Cougars have really gotten good pressure on these punt attempts. We'll see if they come after this one again, and they do. Another booming punt. Will bounce inside the 10, but roll into the end zone. Grayson Harvey, just too much leg.
Harvey's punt goes into the end zone.
That is a huge 63-yard punt.
Again, just can't slow it up. High end over end kick. And that hits this turf. It's tough to slow it down. But a big defensive drive here for the Panthers. With 2:23 left to play in the half.
Surely can't afford to get any further behind. You know, you're only down 12, but it feels like much more. The Cougars finding the end zone 3 times already. First down and 10 for Jacob Wright. Bunch formation to both sides. Wright, plenty of time to throw. Got a man wide open over the middle. That's Isaiah Grice. He'll get out to the 41-yard line. 21-yard pickup on first down.
Right pass is completed.
See here on the replay again, just finding the soft spot in the defense.
Number 15, Nicholas Kelby.
Cougars quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Wright takes the snap. Again, lots of time to throw. Pass will be complete out to Jared Mosby, and it'll be enough for another 11-yard gain and first down. As they're in Panther territory already. Panthers subbing in some defensive backs, and Ferrum will have to take the timeout. And we'll take it with them. 1:58 to go here in the opening half. Averett 21, Ferrum 9.
When your house becomes a powerhouse, something amazing happens. You get internet speeds from 50 megs up to 1 gig. So you can stream, play, or download with virtually no waiting or lag throughout your house. Ridiculously fast speeds, now more affordable than ever. Powerhouse by Chantel.
Panthers take the time out here to try to slow down this freight train through the air. Jacob Wright has the offense moving for the Cougars. 5 wideouts once again in the set. Panthers only bringing 3. Wright will tuck it down. He's got a lot of room over the left side. Gets out of bounds at the 32-yard line. We'll have enough for another first down.
Freight train's the right way to describe this passing attack for the Cougars here in the first half. Wright, 12 of 13, 189 yards and 2 touchdowns. You see him using his feet there. That's his 4th rush on the afternoon. He already also has a 12-yard touchdown on the ground as well.
First down and 10, ball at the 32. Panthers need a turnover. It's Wright looking. Lots of time to throw over the middle and incomplete.
I think that he was expecting the receiver to cut back down the middle of the field. You saw him after the play there. They were the only man could catch that football. Nonetheless, it's going to say second down. Clock will stop with 1:45 left in the half.
Five wideouts once again in the set for the Cougars. Right in the backfield alone. Second down and 10. Pass will be caught inside the 15, down to the 14. That's Josh Tapscott.
It'll be his second catch on the afternoon.
Had him lined up in the slot to the left side. Just a simple down and out. Jacob Wright puts it right on the money. First down and 10 at the 14. Wright looking again. Got his man. Pass will be caught. Chase Nixon, that time a gain of about 5 down to the 9.
Wright's pass is complete on the play to number 88.
Clock stop with 1:15 left to play in the half.
By Brandon Scott.
It's a huge drive for the Cougars. They've been held scoreless since the 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Second down and 5, right. Once again, dropping back, this time flush from the pocket, but he's got some speed. Steps inside the 5, pushed out of bounds at the 4. Penalty markers fly. Going to be late hits on the Panthers, but there's also a marker back at up in the middle of the field between the hashes.
Carry on the play, number 6, Jacob Wright.
To let the officials sort this one out.
Catch here on the replay. Good pursuit by the Panthers, just cannot get to Wright. See the flag fly there in the middle of your screen. Wright's able to get his way out of bounds.
And a little late push. Just a couple of steps out of bounds, no doubt about it.
This will be the 5th penalty on the Panthers as they discuss things. Lots of discussion to get this one right, Derek.
Yeah, a lot going on. Well, it depends, I guess, a lot about what the penalty marker in the middle of the field is on. Obviously, we know what these two on the sideline are. Holding on the defense, and then after the play, a personal foul on the defense as well. So it'll be a first down and goal. Just have to see where they end up marking the football. Looks like about the 4-yard line is where it will go down. Cougars knocking on the door here, trying to extend this lead before the half. 1:07 remaining. Looks like Tapscott will be the lone back. He'll be to the left of the senior Jacob Wright. 3 wideouts to the left side as well. Panthers bringing pressure this time, picked up. Wright flush from the pocket. He'll just try to dump this one off and throw it out of bounds. Good coverage and good pressure that time by the Panthers defense.
Does stop the clock with 1 minute left to play here in the half. Averett has 1 timeout. The Panthers have 2. It will stay second down and goal here from the 4. Tell you a glaring stat so far here in the first half. The Cougars averaging just shy of 11 yards per play on offense.
That's a big deal. You can pick up yardage at that clip. It's going to be hard to beat you. Tight ends will move to the left of the formation. They'll give it to Tapscott. He'll go that way, bounces outside looking for a block. He will get it and walk into the end zone. 4-yard touchdown run by Josh Tapscott. And the Cougars out in front.
Great patience on that touchdown run. You'll see it on the replay. Waits for the hole to open up across that left side. That's where they had the 2 tight ends set up. Good blocking. Steps right around the end there. Waltzes his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Westbury on to attempt the extra point.
Snap is back. Hold is down, the kick is up, and it will be good. 28-9. The Cougars out in front. You're watching Ferrum football on Cable 12.
You know, some call pimento cheese the caviar of the South.
So why is it being wasted on chips and celery?
Yeah, it's about time pimento cheese got the respect it deserves.
Yeah.
What better way to enjoy melty, cheddary pimento cheese than on the South's best biscuit? A Bojangles Fresh Buttery Biscuit.
Try Bojangles' new pimento cheese biscuit for just $1.69. We made the perfect biscuit perfecter.
Bojangles. It's bow time, y'all.
How do you know her?
I thought you did.
No.
Cougars have it teed up once again at the 35. Now out in front, 28-9, 55 seconds remaining here in the opening half. Took that football right down the field, picked up their 4th touchdown.
8 plays, covered 80 yards, minute and 28 seconds. Josh Tapscott, 3-yard touchdown run to cap that one off.
That kick will go through the back of the end zone. Panthers will have it first down and 10 at the 25. Carter Bank and Trust scoreboard shows it 28-9. The Cougars out in front. You know, they come into today's matchup 1-1. They handled Hampden-Sydney in game 1 at Hampden-Sydney. Picked up the win out there 28-16. Lost last week in their home opener to Randolph-Macon. Randolph-Macon, the preseason pick for ODAC champion. Lost 30-27 in that matchup. Gave up 510 yards of offense. As Wallace will make the catch at the 35 and pick up the first down. Clock will stop on the first down. Panthers hurrying to the line of scrimmage.
Clock rolling inside of 45 seconds.
2 wideouts each way. Clifford looking. Harrison will make the catch and get out of bounds. Good job by the freshman. Just shy of the 40, a short yard, 4-yard pickup there.
If you're the Panthers, you have to pick up points. Touchdown would be huge, but even adding another 3 points, making it a 16-point ball game.
We've got a chance to have back-to-back possessions here. You get the football to start the second half. If you can take advantage here and, like you said, get some kind of points, it would be big. Second down and 5. Clifford looking over the middle. Quentin Wallace makes the catch. He's across the 50 looking for some more yardage before he steps out of bounds. Stops the clock as he'll get out to the 42-yard line. A big 18-yard throw and catch. That time, Quentin Wallace on the reception.
Getting a good job there, making sure that he got out of bounds, preserving those final 2 timeouts for the Panthers. But a lot of times you'll see guys make a beeline straight for the sideline. You know, it doesn't take but maybe a second or 2 more to pick up that extra 6 yards up the sideline.
That could play a huge role, especially if the Panthers have to settle for the field goal. First down and 10, Clifford takes the snap. Out pattern this time looking for Wallace, thrown behind him, and will fall out of bounds, incomplete.
That's England out there on the coverage. Wallace had an opportunity there. The ball was rifled in. Clock stopped, 24 seconds left here in the half.
Tell you, Zach Clifford doesn't give you any breaks. He is going to spin it out there, and he throws it hard. Second down and 10, clock stopped. Clifford looking again, going deep this time, looking for Tyler English. And he is overthrown, incomplete. Third down and 10.
Good coverage downfield there by Kasim Black, the senior, 5'8", 150. 18 seconds left here in the half on third down.
Coach Grandy still has those 2 timeouts in his pocket, so the Panthers can go across the middle. You've got to start thinking about now just trying to get enough yardage for Brad Green to be in range. Has a long of a 42 on the season. Play action, Clifford rolling out. Got Wallace open over the middle, and it'll be picked off. The linebacker drops back into coverage and makes a great interception. What a job by Connor Showalter, the senior. Settled in the zone, dropped back right in front of Wallace, and makes the interception.
See it there on the replay. Good read, read Clifford's eyes, jumped up, makes the catch. Connor Showalter, 5'10", 205, senior linebacker out of Cameron, North Carolina, Southern Lee High School. And that flips the field position. 5 seconds left to play here in the half.
And I tell you, plus field position, plus yardage here. It looks like Coach Cleve Adams going to send 4 wideouts here. Look for Jacob Wright to throw it deep to the end zone, and why not? First down and 10 after the turnover at the 46. Right in the backfield. He'll take the snap. He's flushed from the pocket. He'll throw it up there looking for Grice. It'll fall incomplete, and that'll be the final play of the half. Hall of Fame weekend here at Ferrum College, and it's the Cougars out in front of the Panthers 28-9. We'll be right back with halftime stats on your neighborhood network, Cable 12.
Sometimes, through no fault of your own, you need an attorney. a successful, experienced attorney who'll fight for you and protect your rights. Will Davis at the Davis Law Firm is that attorney. Will's an experienced Virginia trial lawyer in Roanoke, Franklin County, and beyond. You won't feel like you're on an assembly line, and he won't settle your case to avoid a trial. He will pursue the compensation and insurance settlement you deserve. For compassionate and aggressive representation, contact the Davis Law Firm. Experience, driven results.
Back here at halftime, WB Adams Stadium. As we mentioned, Hall of Fame weekend as the inductees are making their way down onto the field. -1, head coach Cleve Adams for the Cougars. Doesn't look like he's going to stick around and be recognized here, and rightfully so, as he makes his way to the locker room with his team out in front, 28-19. And their offensive attack, Kevin, has been impressive.
Absolutely. First looking at the Cougars, they've ran 27 plays, picked up 14 first downs, but more impressively, 257 yards of total offense. That average dropping down to 9.5 yards per play. A lot of that coming at the arm of the quarterback, Jacob Wright, 14 of 18, 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rushing the football, he's ran the ball 4 times for 28 yards and a touchdown. Josh Tapscott, 4 rushes for 16 yards and a touchdown. Receiving the football, Isaiah Grice, 5 catches, 103 yards and a touchdown. You add Chase Nixon, 4 catches, 45 yards and a touchdown. Jared Mosby, 3 catches, 41 yards, and Josh Tapscott has 2 catches for 23 yards. All that adds together to 28 points for the Cougars in the first half. You flip it over and you look at the Panthers. They ran 44 plays on offense, picking up 14 first downs, only 190 yards of offense, averaging 4.3 yards per play. Look at the individual stats. Zach Clifford, 11 of 24, 106 yards and an interception. Brian Mann, 11 carries for 46 yards. Zach Clifford has 9 carries for 38 yards. Receiving the football, Dazon Harrison, favorite target today, 3 catches for 48 yards. Quentin Wallace, 3 catches for 28 yards, even though Derek Heath had a couple of opportunities for a couple more big plays. Chris Baker, 1 catch for 13 yards. Frank Ross, a catch for 10 yards. Brian Mann has a single catch for 5 yards. Ryan Beetleman, a catch for 4 yards. And Raquan Payne has a catch for -2 yards. Add all of that up together, 19 minutes and 33 seconds time of possession for the Panthers, 10 minutes and 27 seconds time of possession for the Cougars. But more importantly, you look at that scoreboard in favor of Averett, 28-9 here at the half.
Yeah, a big deal. And as you were talking about going through those stats, that is the one I looked at. That time of possession, Ferrum has had the football almost twice as long as the Cougars. Initially looked like Ferrum got the big break on that opening kickoff, but unable to punch it into the end zone. We didn't know that trend would continue. 3 field goals for the Panthers in that first half, 4 big touchdowns for the Cougars. Other than the obvious of having to score touchdowns, Kevin, what are the Panthers going to have to do in the second half to come out and be able to make a comeback here and get the win?
I think they're going to need to make the plays when they have the opportunity to do so. You had the halfback pass, Brian Mann to Wallace, that fell incomplete. That was 6 points that come off the board there for the Panthers. And I think also defensively, you've got to find a way to slow down this aerial attack of the Cougars. I don't think you can stop it. I think that you've got to find a way to slow it down. You can't give as much cushion there in the secondary. Give it up to the Cougars. They've been able to find those cushions and those empty spots in the defensive secondary for the Panthers. So I think that's the 2 things you got to do. Offense, take advantage of the opportunities that you've had. You've ran 44 plays up until this point. You've had opportunities to keep this game close. You started off the ball game by recovering a fumble on the opening kickoff, but you were only able to convert that to field goals. And defensively, shored up in the secondary and force Wright to have to struggle a little bit. You know, you're missing a little bit of that pressure up front on the defensive line. But I think if you make Wright's afternoon here in the second half a little bit more difficult, make him think a little bit more, and also I think you're going to have come up with some turnovers. You're down 19 points and things aren't going your way, couple of turnovers, shore up that defense, make the best of the opportunities you have, and you're going to have a chance to get back in this ball game.
As the Ferrum marching band makes its way out onto the field, that will conclude our halftime wrap-up. Right here, you said it, Kevin, Panthers down 19 at halftime to the Averett Cougars. They will get the football back to start the second half, and we will see if they can cut into that lead. We'll be back with more Panthers football right here on Cable 12.
Long ago, Carillion Clinic made a promise to be here every moment. That means the moment you need care, and every other moment too. Because by providing tools, support, and guidance to take charge of your health on your terms, we're helping you live better every day. Carillion Clinic is right here for you from moment one.
Just about ready to get underway here in the second half. Panthers have their work cut out for them, Kevin, down 19.
Brian Mann,
28-9 is the count. They got to find a way to stop that passing attack, as we talked about at halftime.
That's right, the Carter Bank & Trust scoreboard lighting up 7 different times in the first half. Brad Green got the scoring started first with a 21-yard field goal. Averett responded. Chase Nixon, 20-yard pass reception from Jacob Wright. Cole Westbury's kick was good. Ferrum again responds with a 39-yard field goal from Brad Green. Averett with their second touchdown, a 12-yard touchdown run by Jacob Wright. Brad Green adds a 29-yard field goal with 1:21 left in the first. Averett adds their third touchdown of the afternoon, a 68-yard reception from Isaiah Grice from Jacob Wright. And then to close out the score in 55 seconds left in the first half, Josh Tapscott, 3-yard touchdown run, bringing us to our halftime score of 28-9.
So the Panthers will take the football first down and 10 at their own 25-yard line after the kickoff of Cole Westbury sails through the back of the end zone. Panthers not a lot of production in that first half, ran a lot of plays, but didn't roll up the yards. And as we've said multiple times, only 3 field goals to account for. They'll give it off to Brian Mann up the middle to start the half. Sidesteps the first tackler, but only able to pick up about a yard. Not much doing, as we've got an injured Panther player down on the field. Looks like maybe just a cramp as his buddy comes over quickly and gets that leg pulled up off the turf and starts working on it.
By number 15, Nicholas Mintz, and number 1,
I believe he's going to be cramped up in both legs. It is a warm afternoon here in September.
Looks like one of those big offensive linemen for the Panthers. Number 65, Cade Rouse down there, starting left guard. Hopefully just cramping up. It is a hot afternoon. And down there on that turf, pregame, Kevin, you mentioned it. You can feel the heat radiating up off the turf. Good to see that young man making his way off the field, but he is still feeling some discomfort. It'll be second down and 9 after the short 1-yard carry for Brian Mann. We mentioned it last year. Brian Mann only able to pick up 21 yards rushing against this Cougar defense. Panthers will option right side. Clifford keeps it up the middle, out across the 35 to the 38. It'll be enough for the first down. A 12-yard pickup there on second down and 9.
See here on the replay, the Cougars over pursue. If it wasn't for that backside help, Clifford would have had even more real estate, but most importantly, picking up that first down, moving the chains here for the Panthers.
Get more of an option look that time with Brian Mann being ready for the pitch. And I think you mentioned it, that drew those linebackers' eyes over to Brian Mann as they expected him to get the pitch. First and 10 from the 38. They'll give it to Brian Mann on the counter. Left side tucks in behind those blockers. Good patient run that time. He'll get out across the 42 to the 43-yard line. Gain of 5 before Showalter comes across to make the stop.
See there on the replay, Panther offensive line. We did not see that at all in the first half. Blowing off the football.
He's tackled on the play by number 34.
Blocking 5-6 yards downfield.
That's going to bring up
Frank Ross will check in on second down here as Brian Mann will come across and get a breather. 3 wide outs to the right of the formation for the senior Zach Clifford. They'll give it off to Ross up the middle, makes the first guy miss, runs through a tackle, falls across midfield down into Cougar territory. It'll be enough for the first down. Impressive run by the freshman out of Amherst.
Yeah, you see it here on the replay, just running through the first 2 tackles. Smiling his way across midfield, picks up another first down. Good drive here so far by the Panthers.
Yeah, it is, and see if they can keep that momentum moving. 3 wideouts once again to the right, and it'll be Ross again. Nope, Clifford keeps it this time. Probably wished he handed it off as he is met at midfield and dropped for a loss. 3 Cougars right there waiting for Clifford at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, not going to have much running room there. Terrell's going to step up, make the stop, push the ball back to midfield. Panthers just unable to hold the blocks there up front.
Second down and 11 now. Clifford pressure coming. He lets it go. Pass off target as he was looking for Beetleman.
Big blitz coming up the middle there by Terrell. Big third down here at midfield, 12:25 left in the third quarter.
Third down and 11. We saw the Panthers convert several big key third down plays in that first half. They'll need another one here. Wide receiver screen set up over the right side. Beetleman makes the reception, cuts back to the middle of the field, but he's not going to have enough for the first down. Showalter makes the stop about 3 yards shy of that first down, and Coach Grandy making the early decision here, leaving that offense out there on the field here with a 4th down and 3.
Again, that's a freshman in Beetleman, 6'1", 180.
Straight snap here to Brian Mann, looking for room over the right side. He's got to get to the 39, tiptoes the sideline. He'll have enough for the first down as he's inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line.
So you want to talk about confidence in your senior back, giving him the direct snap, only needing 3 yards, sending him around the far edge, gets to the corner, uses that sideline. Great run by that young guy.
Yeah, everybody is expecting you to get the football anyway, but now we're just going to snap it straight at you. Still able to pick up enough for the first down. 1st and 10, ball at the 34. Play action. Clifford looking. It'll be batted down at the line of scrimmage.
It'll be Nicholas Mintz batting that football down. We'll see it here on the replay. Had a receiver downfield.
For number 13, Quentin Wallace.
But a good pursuit.
Down for the Cougars, Nicholas Mintz.
Yeah, had Wallace coming across, you're right, on that slant. And he was settling in behind the zone. Mintz gets the big hand up and knocks it down. 2nd down and 10 now after the incompletion. They'll give it to Mann over the left side. He's looking for the edge, cuts back inside. He'll get across the 30, stays on his feet. Down to the 29-yard line. Gain of 5 there on 2nd down and 10. And it'll be 3rd down and 5.
It's like Mann may have a cramp on the far sideline and get a little help from Wallace. But again, you see it here on the replay. Runs past the first guy. And that's typically what you're going to get. That first man that Brian Mann gets to, he's going to run past, and he's got to make that second man miss.
He's still down across the way as he will hop up to his feet now. Come back across. Good hard run by that young man. 3rd down and manageable. They marked him down at right at the 30. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 6 for the Panthers.
Again, Brian Mann making his way off the field. Have to walk that cramp off. He's going to have to check out of the ball game.
Panther 3rd and 6.
So Ross will check in the backfield. Another big third down play for Ferrum. Pass is tipped and intercepted once again by the Cougars. The second interception on the afternoon by this defense, and the second interception by Showalter.
Picked up by number 34.
It's going to be deflected at the line of scrimmage. Showalter using composure to make the grab. Right up the middle. Right off of his face mask. Tough break there for the Panthers. We'll see what the Cougars can do here on this drive.
Costly turnover for the Panthers as they had the offense moving. First down and 10 for Jacob Wright at his own 24-yard line. He'll give it off to Tapscott. Didn't look like much doing, but he fights across the 25 out to almost the 26, gain of about 1.5 yards.
Carry on the play by Joshua Tapscott.
A.J. Camp coming up and making the tackle on Tapscott. Will be a 2-yard gain. Tapscott's been held fairly quiet rushing the football. 4 carries for 16 yards, does have the 1 touchdown and the big 76-yard kickoff return early in this ball game.
Three wide outs, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Wright looking, pressure coming. He steps up in the pocket, has some room over the left side. He'll dance his way across the 40 and out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Plenty of room for the first down.
Can you see it here on the replay? It's going to pick up just a chip block right there. Then Wright's able to use his feet, gets around the 35, steps out of that one. Then will step out of bounds right at the 43, cheating him out of 1 yard there. It'll be enough for a first down for the Cougars.
First and 10 at the 42. They'll give it to Tapscott this time up the middle. He'll barrel ahead for about 2.
Jones and Camp in on the stop for the Panthers. This Cougar offense has been nothing but efficient here in this ball game so far.
Cougars with second down, 8 to go.
9:10 remaining here in the third quarter. Averett on their first possession of the half. Second down and 8. Wright takes the snap. Again, pressure from the Panthers will force him out of the pocket. Very elusive runner is Jacob Wright, but the pursuit finally catches up. They'll drop him for a loss back to about the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to be third down and a long 9.
See it here on the replay. Had an opportunity to pick up positive yardage, but tries to make a little too much happen here. Ends up losing a yard on that carry. Big third down for the Ferrum defense.
2 of 3 on the afternoon are the Cougars on third down. Again, really saying something that you've only had 3 third downs to face. The Panthers only 2 of 11. As Wright's looking, got a man out here, overthrows him, incomplete. And the defense for Ferrum will hold. Cougars are going to have to punt it away.
It's Deontay Lambright, junior receiver, intended target there, just a little high on the throw from Wright.
Wright looking at the officials, asking for a pass interference call there. Quentin Wallace will be back to return the punt. He'll be standing about his own 15-yard line. Cole Westbury punting it away. This not one of his better efforts, but the roll at the end is outstanding. Inside the 10, down to the 7, just like he drew it up. Angled that one towards the sideline, Kevin, and then got the forward bounce.
So the Cougars are able to flip the field position there. 7:55 left to play here in the third quarter. Panthers need points on this drive. The Carter Bank scoreboard.
Long way to go here in the ball game and on this drive if the Panthers are going to get to the end zone. Ross is back out there. For the Panthers. Two wideouts to the right side, the tight end Baker to the left. Quick hitter by Clifford is caught. Laquan Payne on the reception. He'll pick up about 7.
You see it, just a quick hitter moving the chains, getting the Panthers out ahead of the down marker.
Another Panther across the way down. Looking like another cramp. That's the big tight end, Javon Parkin.
Again, it is a warm Saturday, but attrition starting to hit the Panthers.
Trying to pull that big young man up, but just can't get off the turf. We'll take a break while they're checking him out. Hopefully he can make his way back off the field. 28-9, Panthers trailing here in the third quarter.
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit. Could this get any more perfect?
Pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty, cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun Spice Chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
Second down and 3. Parkin making his way to the sideline. They'll give it off to Ross over the left side, or the right side, I should say. Gets just enough. Looks like he's going to have the first down.
Get a lot of shiftiness there by Ross. See the hole open up across the right side, coming right at you. Ross cuts it back across to the middle. Does pick up the first down for the Panthers.
Tell you what, a good-looking young running back in Frank Ross.
Tackle on the play by number 29.
First down and 10, Panthers at their own 18-yard line. Still trailing 28-9 as you see it on your Carter Bank and Trust scoreboard. They'll swing it out to Ross in the flat, unable to get away from the big linebacker. That's Showalter. That young man has had a great day on the defensive side.
See it here on the replay, just looking to swing it out. Unassigned for Showalter there out of his linebacker position. Easy step up and make the stop.
Big loss back to the 14. Second down and 14. 3 wideouts once again. With Clifford in the shotgun, he'll roll the pocket to his left, throws that way. Harrison makes the catch across the 20 at the 21-yard line. So a pretty good gain, but it's going to bring up another third down and long.
It's going to be the 4th catch on the afternoon for Harrison.
Pass completed by number 7.
Roll that one up at the 20, 6-yard gain on the play there. Now it's 54 yards receiving on 4 catches.
Cougars jump, flags will fly, free play. As it will be knocked down, but it will be offsides against the Cougars. It won't be enough for the first down, but the 5 yards will make this third down play call much more manageable.
Panthers 2 of 11 on third downs this afternoon.
Penalty is offsides, Avery.
Yeah, picked up 18 first downs on 59 plays.
After the penalty, it's going to be a third down and about 2. Still haven't seen Brian Mann back out on the action after he went out with that cramp. They'll hand it off. It's Ross. He'll roll forward out to the 28-yard line, and it's going to be close. They're motioning first down already. So Ross able to get just enough.
Deontay Nichols with the tackle for Averett. That brings up Ferrum.
Been mighty close, Derek. They do give the Panthers the first down. With 5:30 left to play here in the third quarter.
Baker will go across in motion. Pressure coming. Clifford hit as he throws. Got a man out here. It'll be caught across midfield down to the 44-yard line. A big first down catch for big number 82, Raquan Payne. As Zach Clifford, Kevin, got crushed when he let that football go.
Again, great catch downfield by Raquan Payne, another freshman. 7 receivers now with a reception for the Panthers on the afternoon.
They'll mark it at the 45, first down and 10 there. Panthers moving the football. This drive started all the way back at their own 7-yard line. Low snap, Clifford will take it, swings it out. Trying to set up a screen. Harrison makes one man miss, and he'll get out across the 40 down to the 39, gain of 6. They're on first down, but a good shifty move out there by the freshman.
Again, that's his 5th catch for 61 yards. Favorite target of Zach Clifford on the afternoon. You take it, look at that first move that he makes. A lot of times that's going to get you caught up in the backfield, but does a great job slinking forward, picking up those 6 yards on first down.
Second down and 4. Panthers moving with a little bit more pace here. They'll give it off to Ross, and he gets hammered. The helmet flies off, and he'll get about 3 yards out to the 36-yard line, and he'll have to check out.
See that big hit again here on the replay.
Tackle on the play by number 24, Tristan Quick.
Going to be Quick in on the stop. Bring up another third down and 2 this time for the Panthers.
Joe Burris will check in, another freshman running back for the Panthers. Had a good day carrying the football last week. 3 carries for 56 yards. Clifford will keep this one. He'll get enough for the first down as they'll mark him down at the 35-yard line, just enough to pick it up, but it moves the chains, and the Panthers offense continuing to move.
By Malik Pulliam. But giving Ferrum
another stop. Just had another first down. Good movement here by the Panthers, keeping the pace up, but also looking to put this ball into the end zone.
Yeah, 3:39 remaining. You see it right there on your screen, 28-9. Cougars out in front. The key now is to come away with touchdowns after these long drives. It'll be Burris, cuts back up inside, not much doing there. Maybe a yard out to the 34, but not much more.
I think it's important for the Panthers to stay in front of the chains. Don't get any costly penalties that force you to do something outside of what you want to do, but also keeping that pace up. We saw Averett has had some success with that today.
You're getting to the point now where you're doing the pace because you got to score quickly. Second down and 9. Low snap. Clifford will just pick it up and run ahead over the left side. He's got room across the 15, and he'll run out of bounds at the 11. A big play there by the senior Zach Clifford. It'll be first down and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Clifford
a little bit of a low snap.
Bringing up first and 10.
Forces the hole to open up across the left side. And again, Clifford, once he gets into open space, making things happen. Panthers can pick up another first down. Brian Mann going to check back in the ball game.
Gets down there close to that goal line. Ross will check out. Brian Mann checks back in. Ross a little bit disgusted about that. It looks like coming off to the sideline. But the Panthers have to punch this one in. First down and 10. Again, the snap is low. Brian Mann, it's a reverse to Harrison. Clifford making a good block. Harrison will finally get caught up with inside the 10. We'll see where they give him progress, maybe down to about the 8. But a good job by the Cougars defense staying at home.
And you see it here on the replay with the end around. Clifford throwing up the pressure. The Cougars sitting at home on the far side.
7 yards to go.
Second down and 7. The Panthers can pick up the first down at the 1. Brian Mann in the backfield with Zach Clifford. Clifford straight drop looking. Got a man open over the middle, but the pressure will get to him as he is dropped back across the 15 to the 16.
Again, pressure just getting to Clifford.
Clifford is sacked by number 94, Javon Lofton, and number 24, Tristan Quick.
Quick and Lofton there for the sack. Not much you can say about that one, Derek.
Nick Cook had flashed open across the middle, and Clifford was looking that way. He was wide open, but you said it, the pressure got there and dropped Clifford for the loss. Now a big third down once again. Zach Clifford looking this way, and it'll be broken up right at the last moment. Intended receiver over there was Raquan Payne, but England able to knock it away. I believe that young man had a 99-yard interception return for a touchdown last week against Randolph-Macon, and very close to having another one.
I see, Derek, you look here at the replay, would have possibly had an opportunity to take that one pick six, but made the smart play of making sure he at least knocked that football down, because if not, it would have been 6 points on the board for the Panthers. And that field goal is up and good, and that's a new single-game record there, Derek.
Brad Green out there once again, knocks it through, so 28-12. Cougars still out in front. We'll be back with more right here on Cable 12. Tapscott back awaiting the kickoff. Brad Green gets a foot into it at the 35. It'll be Tapscott at about the 8. Blocking set up for him as he'll reverse field, trying to go back across. Pursuit catches up, and he is stopped at the 24-yard line. Williams doing a good job for the Panthers, chasing him down from behind.
Kevin Williams.
Again, Ferrum, 15 plays on that last drive, covering 77 yards. 7 minutes and 5 seconds, capped off by a 33-yard Brad Green field goal. Derek, as we said, that does set a single-game record for field goals made for Ferrum College. Now sits at 4. Brad Green in 2019 against Averett. David Waddell held the record previously. He had 3 field goals made against the Apprentice School and Charleston Southern back in 1995.
Cougars have it 1st and 10. Really the first bad pass we've seen on the afternoon from Jacob Wright. That was behind Jared Mosby and will fall incomplete.
Still, you see it here on the replay. Right into the hands of Mosby, though. Should have made that catch.
Oh, for sure. He wants that one back, no doubt about it. 2nd down and 10 now as the Cougars have the ball at the 24-yard line. And actually, there's a penalty marker there we didn't see. The 5-yard penalty will back it up to the 19.
That puts the Cougars behind the chains. See if the Panthers can generate some sort of pressure up front.
Yeah, that 3-4 defense and bringing only the down lineman most of the day today, unable to get the pressure on Wright. As Wright will have time again. Should have been, could have been, almost was. Picked off there by the Panthers, and that could have been the turnover that they needed.
Right pass
here on the replay. Right up the middle there, would have had a chance. That was Patterson, and that would have been 6 more for the Panthers, who are still looking for their first touchdown of the afternoon.
Right. 2nd down and 15. Back-to-back miscues, though, from the senior quarterback, Jacob Wright. Panthers need to find a way to take advantage. Play clock down to 5. As he sends a man in motion. He just gets it off. Penalty markers again. This one from the umpire. And again, looks like it's going to go against the Cougars. False start. on Averett will back them up 5 more yards.
False start penalty on the Cougars.
You start to see that when you let that play clock roll down. Eyes start getting big, looking down at that 25-second clock.
To the Ferrum Rescue Squad for being with us today.
Puts the Cougars well behind the chains here.
30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Only 3 points in the quarter to this point. Panthers able to get 3 on their last possession. And the Cougars are just going to let this, well, I thought the play clock was going to run out. They'll give it to Tapscott over the right side. Pursuit catches up with that young man as he falls out of bounds. Nothing doing. He'll get about a yard out across the 15.
Carry on the play, number 8.
There on the replay.
Pushed out of bounds by Jakari Williams.
You see a good move here, A.J. Camp keeping Tapscott up. You know what, nothing intentional there, but you don't want to give up any chance for a penalty, and that will end the third quarter of play.
Yep, after 3, 28-12, the Cougars still out in front. We'll be back with the final quarter here on Hall of Fame weekend at Ferrum College.
Sometimes, through no fault of your own, you need an attorney. A successful, experienced attorney who'll fight for you and protect your rights. Will Davis at the Davis Law Firm is that attorney. Will's an experienced Virginia trial lawyer in Roanoke, Franklin County, and beyond. You won't feel like you're on an assembly line, and he won't settle your case to avoid a trial. He will pursue the compensation and insurance settlement you deserve. For compassionate and aggressive representation, contact the Davis Law Firm. Experience, driven, results.
Third down and long for the Cougars as we get started here in the fourth quarter. Football marked all the way back at their own 15-yard line. They'll come out in the 5-wide set with Jacob Wright in the backfield. Pressure coming. Wright trying to get away from it, and he will not. The Panthers finally able to get there. Number 15, Nicholas Helvey, came on the blitz, and he will drop Jacob Wright for a loss all the way back to the 11. And Kevin, the Cougars are going to have to punt it away from deep in their own territory.
That's a huge defensive stop for Ferrum, despite not scoring a touchdown so far in this ball game. Down just 16, so 2 scores away from two two-point conversions, away from getting back into this ball game.
Cole Westbury will be standing 3 yards deep in his end zone. Quentin Wallace standing out across midfield as the Panthers bring pressure. Beautiful punt by Westbury, taken by Wallace at the 40, trying to get to the edge, and he cannot get away. Good coverage downfield by number 36 for the Cougars. Namari Borders did a great job making the stop.
Westbury averaging 50.5 yards per punt.
Add a little bit more to that one. Penalty marker across the way. Personal foul on the Panthers. 15 yards from the end of the run. We'll take it all the way back to the 25-yard line. Not sure what the call was exactly. Either way, it was a costly penalty. And the Panthers, you said it, down 16, need 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions. Brian Mann will go in motion. They'll fake the toss to him. Clifford runs into his own blocker in the backfield. That play blown up from go, and he'll be dropped for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, unfortunate there for the Panthers. Clifford looked like he has a running lane. You'll see here. Runs right into his lineman, can't get out of the way quick enough. That's Eric Workman.
2 wideouts each way this time. Panthers trying to get something going here on offense. Clifford, pressure again. He'll be sacked back to the 15-yard line. Chris Francis I'm sorry, that's the offensive 25. Cordell Short coming in from the defensive end position, untouched practically, and we'll get to Clifford.
Short, just a sophomore defensive end, 6'1", 210, out of Varina High School in Richmond. And the Panthers, after that penalty, back-to-back losses. They put them all the way back at their own 15-yard line.
Titus Jones had checked in at quarterback, but will have the same results. Malik Pulliam getting back there and making the sack on Titus Jones inside the 10 all the way back to the 6. And the Panthers go backwards every play.
At half price at both concession stands.
That's a heartbreaker there. You forced the punt by Averett deep in their own territory. You had great field position. Personal foul drives you back. 3 straight losses. And now you're punting out of the shadow of your own end zone.
Grayson Harvey will punt it away. A booming kick. Take the return man back across midfield to the 49. Good job downfield by the Panthers coverage team. And they will stop him for a short return. They'll give him the 46-yard line.
And we talked about Westbury averaging 50.5 yards per punt on the afternoon. Before that one, Harvey averaging just shy of 56 yards a kick.
Brandon Scott. Going to bring up first and 10, Averett in Ferrum territory.
So Averett will take over first down and 10 in Panther territory. Ball marked down at the 46-yard line. Only 2 wideouts, 1 each way for right. This time he'll give it off to Tapscott over the right side. Nothing doing initially, but Tapscott finds a way, keeps those legs moving, and will get across the 45 down to the 42.
Joshua Tapscott. He's tackled on the play by number 32.
Cullen Moore down for the Cougars. He's going to put his helmet back on and make his way off the field.
Second and 6.
New lineman will check in for him.
Second down and 6 upcoming. Cougars slowing things down now, letting some of this clock wind out, holding on to this 16-point lead. Both wideouts to the right side of the formation. They'll move both tight ends that way as well now. It's Jacob Wright barking out orders. They'll give it off to Tapscott. Sidesteps a man in the backfield, puts the football on the turf, and Panthers look like they have recovered maybe the turnover that they needed. Joshua Tapscott had lots of running room after making a great move in the backfield. You'll see it on the replay right here, Kevin.
Absolutely. Looks like the handoff wasn't as clean as they've had all afternoon. Tapscott rolls to the left side here. Absorbs that hit, loses the football. Looks like Billy Higgins going to fall on that one.
A.J. Camp put that helmet on the football, though. The Panthers get the turnover they have needed. Now they need to take advantage of it. Zach Clifford still over here on the sideline as Titus Jones will stay in the ball game at the quarterback position. Sophomore, 6 foot 175 out of Reidsville, North Carolina. Jones looking, hits the tight end over the middle, sheds the big tackler and gets across the 44 out to near the 45. It'll be enough for the first down. That's Parkin on the reception.
See Titus Jones there with the Titus Jones with the fastball.
Yeah, this young man can sling it as well. Exciting young sophomore quarterback for the Panthers. 6 of 7 last week in his action against Greensboro. Sidesteps the rusher here, looking, got a man out there, just floats it out, and it will be incomplete. He was looking for Raquan Payne, but the ball will go incomplete.
Well, that's what you get out of Jones. A little bit more elusiveness. Clifford's done a great job today at that quarterback spot. He's able to make some elusive moves, but Jones just a little bit more having the ability to get away from that pressure that's coming in his face.
Yeah, he's definitely got a quick step. Second down and 10 after the incompletion. straight keeper for Jones. Tries to bounce it outside and will not be able to do so. He's marked down at the 44-yard line. No gain on the play.
As you said, a direct keeper there to Jones. Just can't get to the edge.
So 3rd down and 10. Now for the Panthers.
Please Ferrum with a 3rd and 10.
10 minutes and 4 seconds left to play in this ball game.
3 wideouts, low snap, and the football doesn't get back to Jones. Still a scrum at the bottom, and it'll be Cougars football. Snap never made it back to Jones, I don't think. We'll have to try to catch it on the replay.
Jonathan Terrell on the recovery.
Jonathan Terrell. That leaves Averett with 1st and 10.
Yeah, the snap never really came off the ground. Came up and caught the senior center. It'll be a 1st down here for the Cougars.
Panthers turn it right back over. Unfortunate that time for the offense. 1st and 10 Cougars, ball at their Panthers 39-yard line. Right will just give it off to the back in the backfield. Nothing doing. Back to the line of scrimmage for Chris Francis.
Said nothing doing there for Francis.
Chris
No pickup on the
Francis
play. It's only his 2nd carry of the game.
Number 29.
He has 1 yard.
Rayshon Patterson and number 32, Billy Higgins.
Clock really starting to become an issue for the Panthers with 9:30 left to play in this one.
To go.
The way Jacob Wright has been throwing the football, not sure why other than to chew up the clock. You're handing it off to anybody. 2nd down and 10 here from the 39. They'll give it off again. Francis makes his way through the line of scrimmage, spins out of a couple of tacklers. He'll have enough for the 1st down. An impressive run that time by the senior Chris Francis.
Higgins going to make the stop. As you said, this Averett Cougar offense, right, 14 of 21 for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. Running the football, haven't had to do much, have used it at times. Wright has 7 carries for 39 yards. Tapscott has 9 carries for 34 yards. Francis now has 3 carries for 12. But more importantly, continuing to move the chains.
Carry number 4 for Francis goes nowhere. Devon Jones, the defensive lineman, gets Francis by the ankles in the backfield. It'll be a loss back to the 31. 2nd down and 13 now.
We talked about how important those turnovers could potentially be. Ferrum was able to get one, then turned it right back over to the Cougars.
3 turnovers on the day for Ferrum, 2 interceptions and that fumble. 3 wideouts this time. Tight end will come across the formation in motion. They'll give it off to Francis. He'll get across the 30, still fighting for yardage. Brought down, and they'll mark him at the 28, it looks like. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Higgins on the tackle. That'll be his 7th tackle of the day to lead all Panthers.
He's had a good day.
Number 32, Billy Higgins.
3rd down here, Derek.
Yep, a big play for the Panthers defense. They need to try to find a way to stop the Cougars. Averett looking for just a little bit more yardage here as they've got the outstanding kicker in Cole Westbury. Right looking, got a wheel route. Man is open in the end zone, but he dumps it off short to Isaiah Grice. He had all sorts of options to go to that time. He'll go underneath the Grice, and it'll be enough for the 1st down.
Again, he had the wheel route open in the end zone, but wisely dumps it off, picks up the 1st down. Does stop the clock. Clock will continue to roll with 6:50 left to play in this one. We'll give them a couple more opportunities to wind it on down.
I'll tell you what, this Jacob Wright is really impressive. able to buy time with his feet and can really throw the football. They'll give it off to Tapscott up the middle. He'll barrel his way inside the 10 down to the 7.
Nothing fancy here, straight give up the middle. Good blocking, you see the pull coming across to seal the end, and Tapscott does the rest right up the middle.
Second down and 4. Averett looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time here in the second half. It'll be Tapscott over the right side. It's a collision right there. Aaron Branch over to make the stop, but Tapscott will get down to about the 6. Third down and about 3.
Aaron Branch.
This will be a demoralizing touchdown if the Cougars can put it in the end zone. Ferrum has had their opportunities. Clock rolling, 5:40 left to play.
A wide out each way, 4 right in the shotgun, 2 tight ends to the right side of the formation as well. Wright will just keep it over the right side, stretching. He'll have enough for the first down. It looks like initially it'll be first and goal for the for the Cougars right there.
Nothing fancy. Takes it off tackle to the right, does pick up the first down. More importantly, first down and goal here for the Cougars.
It'll be France. Oh, it's Tapscott. Inside the 5, steps over a tackler down to the 2. That's a big young man. An impressive back as well.
Tapscott with the carry. He's taken down on the play by
the right side here.
39.
He'll have a seat as he cramps up.
David Murray.
While they check him out, we'll take a break as well. 4:49 to go here in the ball game. Cougars out in front, 28-12.
Long ago, Carillion Clinic made a promise to be here every moment. That means the moment you need care, and every other moment too. Because by providing tools, support, and guidance to take charge of your health on your terms, we're helping you live better every day. Carillion Clinic is right here for you from moment one.
Good to see Joshua Tapscott making his way off the field under his own power. Just a cramp. Lots of those today. A hot afternoon here in Ferrum. Second down and goal for the Cougars as they look to put this one well out of reach. Already out in front, 28-12. It'll be Francis over the left side, bounces it out. Pursuit will catch up, nothing doing as he stopped for a loss back to the 3.
Johnson's going to make the stop, but a great job here by the Panther defense. String this play out. Good pressure up the middle, forces it further outside. It'll bring up a big third down and goal here for the Cougars.
Third down for Averett.
Right at 4 minutes to go now in the ball game. Clock still winding. 5 wideouts here on third and goal from the 3. Panthers bringing pressure. Quick hitter from right. The catch is made, but it will not be for the score. The body of the player was in the end zone, but the football was shy. Fourth down and goal as Nixon makes the catch.
Ball's down on the 1 yard line.
Coach Adams has a decision to make now.
If you go for the touchdown here and you're able to convert, you all but seal this game away. Field goal, though, could also seal it away as the clock rolls inside of 3:20 left to play in this one.
May just let this clock wind down and then take the timeout. It looks like that's what he will do. Play clock down under 10. And Coach Adams will take the timeout there. We'll take one as well, 28-12. Averett out in front. We'll be back with more right here on Cable 12.
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit. Could this get any more perfect?
pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty, cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun Spice Chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
As the Cougars come back out here for this fourth down play, we'd like to take the opportunity to thank our wonderful sponsors, Davis, Carillion, and Carter Bank and Trust, bringing you the scoreboard across the bottom of your screen all season long. Straight keeper for Wright. He'll find his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Keeps the ball on the play for the Averett touchdown.
Fifth score on the day for the Cougars.
All but seal the deal here.
Cole Westbury comes into the game.
He Wright's second touchdown on the ground. He has 2 through the air. Nothing fancy again. Stutter step, cross the threshold of the end zone. No doubt about that one.
Westbury in to attempt the PAT. Snap a little bit high, but the hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. 35-12, Averett out in front.
Sometimes, through no fault of your own, you need an attorney. A successful, experienced attorney who'll fight for you and protect your rights. Will Davis at the Davis Law Firm is that attorney. Will's an experienced Virginia trial lawyer in Roanoke, Franklin County, and beyond. You won't feel like you're on an assembly line, and he won't settle your case to avoid a trial. He will pursue the compensation and insurance settlement you deserve. For compassionate and aggressive representation, contact the Davis Law Firm. Experience, driven, results.
Cougars able to extend the lead as Westbury will tee it up at the 35. First points for Averett here in the second half. They
Westbury set the kickoff
all but
Averett.
Put this one out of reach now at 35-12.
That drive 12 plays, 39 yards, covered 6 minutes and 51 seconds. Capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Jacob Wright.
Kickoff will go into the end zone, and Panthers will take the football first down and 10. Late hit by one of the Ferrum players here. It looks like going to be a personal foul against Ferrum as well. It's the frustration starting to show.
Derek, if you go back and look at that time of possession, it was well in Ferrum's wheelhouse early in this ball game, continuing to be such. 34 minutes time of possession for the Panthers to just 22 for the Cougars.
Yeah, but obviously doesn't tell the story. Cougars strike quickly and have struck often. Very impressive football game by Averett. And Coach Cleve Adams, you know, he special place in his heart here at Ferrum. Played here, coached here, called Ferrum home for a long time as this pass is completed with not much doing. But he's really building something strong down there in Danville. Averett 8-2 last season. Finished second in the USA South Conference, but behind Huntington. This year, voted by the coaches of that league to win that conference over the likes of Maryville and Huntington as well. And I tell you what, they look very strong here this afternoon against the Panthers, as pass will be complete by Titus Jones out to Tyler English. It'll be enough for the first down.
See here, Jones able to just roll away from the pressure. Finds the receiver downfield at the 32. That'll be enough to move the chains. Getting the clock, the biggest enemy of the Panthers right now. 2:15 left to play in this one.
Jones flush from the pocket. He'll just float this one out of bounds and get rid of it.
Jones pass intended for number 25, Austin Pennington. Is out of bounds.
9 receivers have got into the action for the Panthers today.
Definitely have a talented group out there.
Also had 6 different players carry the football today for the Panthers.
2nd down and 10 here. As this pass by Jones is incomplete. Tyler English tried to get the tiptoes inbounds.
That was Hunter Henson stepping over to knock that one away.
Jones pass was
Brings up another 3rd down. Clock stop. 2 minutes left to play in this one.
Going to bring up 3rd down, 10 to go.
Here's the Carter Bank and Trust scoreboard.
Third down and 10. Jones looking, got a man open over the middle, overthrows him. That's his big wideout, Raquan Payne.
Jones pass was intended for number 82.
And the Panthers will have to punt it away.
Bring up 4th down, 10 to go.
1:55, as we said, left to play in this one.
Grayson Harvey is on the field to punt.
Ferrum have moved the ball at times today, but been kept out of the end zone.
Averett always has a stout defense against the Panthers.
MJ Morton deep and set to return.
MJ Morton back deep for Averett to return this low line driving punt. Tapped by Morton about the 23, and good coverage once again by the punt team. Getting down there, making the tackle. Kristen Johnson on the stop for Ferrum.
Morton was tackled on
And the
that
Cougars
number 11,
can just let this clock run out.
Elsewhere around the ODAC, Washington and Lee at home with a big 17-7 lead at the half over Guilford. Randolph making it home with a 20-17 lead over Emory and Henry with 5 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Southern Virginia up 29-17 over Hampton Sydney. Games left to play today. Shenandoah hosting Bridgewater tonight at 7 o'clock.
That'll be a good one. Bridgewater looks to be the class of the ODAC here early on, even though Randolph-Macon was picked preseason to win the conference. Bridgewater has been impressive so far this season as there's a carry over the 30 out to the 31. Mason will get 6 yards.
By Kristen Johnson and Billy Tate.
Clock will continue to move. 1:20 left to play in this one.
Short 2nd down and 4. New quarterback in the ball game
Bryce Jackson down
is Keaton. I'm sorry, Bryce Jackson, the freshman. Short hops that one. That'll stop the clock with 1:13 to go.
Both teams with all their timeouts remaining. Take an opportunity here on Hall of Fame weekend at Ferrum College to congratulate the 5 individuals inducted into the Ferrum Sports Hall of Fame. Class of 2003, Julie Burton Stevens out of Waynesboro, Virginia, women's cross country. Dr. Quincy Quick, class of 1994 out of Nashville, Tennessee with men's basketball. Mason Lockridge, class of 1961 from Luray, Virginia, football and baseball. Carrie Conkis, class of 2003 out of Fairfax, Virginia, women's soccer and lacrosse. And Cleve Adams, class of 2002. Danville, Virginia, football, a former coach, now the head coach of the Averett Cougars across the way.
Yeah, but he's got a group to be proud of here today as another big pass completion gets the football back into Panthers territory. Jackson will keep it over the right side. He'll get about 9
Carry on the play by Bryce
before Johnson makes the stop.
Christian Johnson. That's going to bring up.
Clock will roll, 30 seconds left to play in this one.
2nd and 1.
And it looks like the Cougars can run out the clock here and come away with the big win.
Yep, those guys walking to the sideline. Coach Adams making his way across midfield already. And that will be the final play. Averett 35, Ferrum 12. We'll be right back with a quick wrap-up of today's football game.
Back at home next Saturday, September 28th.
Sometimes, through no fault of your own, you need an attorney. a successful, experienced attorney who'll fight for you and protect your rights. Will Davis at the Davis Law Firm is that attorney. Will's an experienced Virginia trial lawyer in Roanoke, Franklin County, and beyond. You won't feel like you're on an assembly line, and he won't settle your case to avoid a trial. He will pursue the compensation and insurance settlement you deserve. For compassionate and aggressive representation, contact the Davis Law Firm. Experience, driven results.
Long ago, Carillion Clinic made a promise to be here every moment. That means the moment you need care, and every other moment too. Because by providing tools, support, and guidance to take charge of your health on your terms, we're helping you live better every day. Carillion Clinic is right here for you from moment one.
Teams meeting at midfield here, opening home game of the season for the Ferrum College Panthers, and it goes the way of Coach Cleve Adams and the Averett Cougars, 35-12. Averett really looking impressive here this afternoon. Kevin, the stats probably say exactly what the scoreboard does.
Absolutely. First, looking at the Averett Cougars, 19 first downs on the afternoon, 11 of those through the air, 6 on the ground, and 2 by way of penalties. They were 5 of 10 on third downs and a perfect 1 of 1 on fourth downs. They ran 53 plays for 358 yards of total offense. You flip it over and you look at those individual stats. Jacob Wright, 16 for 23, 229 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also carried the ball 9 times for 43 yards and 2 touchdowns. Joshua Tapscott, 12 carries, 42 yards and a touchdown. Chris Francis had 6 carries for 11 yards. Brian Jackson, 1 carry for 8 yards, and DeQuan Mason, 1 carry for 6 yards. Receiving the football for the Cougars, Isaiah Grice, favorite target today for Wright, 6 catches, 118 yards, along of 68 and a touchdown. Chase Nixon, 5 catches, 47 yards and a touchdown. Gerard Mosby, 3 catches, 41 yards. Kawan Shivers had 1 catch for 27 yards, and Josh Tapscott, 2 catches for 23 yards. You flip it over and you look at the Panthers. They had 23 first downs on the afternoon, 7 of those through the air, 12 on the ground, and 14 by way of penalty. They were 4 of 17 on third down and a perfect 1 of 1 on fourth down. They ran 81 plays on the afternoon for a total of 308 yards. Individually, Zach Clifford, 17 of 34 for 157 yards and 2 interceptions. Titus Jones, 3 of 7 for 25 yards. Brian Mann led the rushing group with 15 carries for 64 yards. Zach Clifford had 16 carries for 56. Frank Ross, 4 carries for 16 yards. Joe Burris had a single carry for a yard, and Titus Jones carried the ball 2 times for -9 yards. I had Dazan Harrison with 6 catches for 64 yards. Raquan Payne, 3 catches for 32. Quentin Wallace had 4 catches for 28 yards. Tyler English, 1 catch for 14. Chris Baker for 1 catch for 13. Beetleman with 2 catches for 12 yards. Javon Parkin, 1 catch for 11 yards. Frank Ross, 2 catches for 6 yards. And Brian Mann, 1 catch for 5 yards. All of the scoring on the afternoon for the Panthers coming off the foot of Brad Green. He had a 33-yard field goal, a 29-yard field goal, a 39-yard field goal, and a 21-yard field goal, setting the single-game field goal made record for the Panthers, which now sets at 4. And as we've talked about all game long, the Panthers leading the time of possession 35 minutes to 24 minutes. But as we say, the most important stat of the day, 35-12, Cougars coming out with the win.
Yep, very impressive win today by the Cougars. It doesn't get any easier as the Panthers will move into ODAC play next week. They'll be right back here at home against Randolph-Macon. So you've got the preseason favorite in the USA South this week. You've got the preseason favorite in the ODAC next week at Randolph-Macon coming here to Ferrum. It's Fan Appreciation Day, 1 o'clock start here at Ferrum as the ODAC Conference play gets underway. Thank you for watching here today again. Averett 35, Ferrum 12. You're watching Ferrum Football on Cable 12.